Hello there, toy collectors. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and I am very excited to bring you this special review.
If anything, the Kim family, they're archetypes.
Which is sad, but not always a bad thing.
I'm okay, I have one. Do you see all the names?
Let's try them. Let's still try.
Hello there! Happy Thursday! My name's Kevin, aka Toying Around. I'm a toy collector, toy unboxer, toy reviewer, sometimes toy photographer, and you're watching Unboxing Thursdays. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. What I normally do here is I sit down every week. I have a huge pile of toys that oh god, this pile. I have a huge pile of toys that I want to unbox, so you can throw away and recycle these boxes and make space to buy more toys. And I get to sit down every week with a friend and chat, talk about this awesome hobby, and learn a little something about somebody else, and at the very least, make a connection, have a nice conversation with somebody. And I'm super grateful that I get to do this and share it with you, everyone who's watching right now. Thank you so much. If you're watching here on YouTube, watching here on Twitch, I appreciate you. Thank you. Just takes a quick second, hit the thumbs up on the video. It helps the video and the channel out a lot, and I appreciate you. And it's just, we're just gonna open some toys and have a lot of fun. Last week, I did an unboxing with our friend Yoko from Super 7 and opened some of the Super 7 Ultimates Disney figures. Amazing stuff. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out after this. It's a lot of fun and some really amazing toys. Next week, Unboxing Thursdays will be the Enablers episode. So all the Enablers will be on. We're gonna open some stuff, and it's gonna get a little bit wild. So appreciate everyone who's here tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate you, especially the channel members. You see the channel members, the names listed, and in the intro in the beginning. If you're unfamiliar with that it's an optional thing. There's a lot of lives going on here on the channel, so becoming a channel member supports the content here. I have a lot of fun making this stuff, and every little bit that everyone contributes, whether it's super chats or the channel memberships, goes back to upgrading things for the channel. So if you want to become a channel member and become part of the Butter Nation, just hit the join membership. It's pinned in the comments here on YouTube, and you get unlock special emojis for the chat to interact with us, and it's a lot of fun. So thanks so much to everyone. And tonight's guest, man, I don't even know where to begin, but let me just say I don't know where to begin because there's so much to talk about, and I hope that means that there's a lot of cool stuff to chat about, and everyone will enjoy. So from Canada, amazing photographer. But we're going to get into all the different skills. He's like a human Swiss Army knife. This is Duane Shoots Toys.
What's up, Butter Nation?
Yo.
Pleasure to be here.
The
it's
energy.
An honor to be here.
I love it.
I'm excited, man. Fellow Canadian, fellow toy collector, and yeah, man, let's get it going.
Dude, thanks for coming on.
My pleasure, man. This is like really exciting for me. I've been looking forward to this all day, like I told you earlier. I love what you do, man. Like you put so much effort into your content. It's people like you and the Toy Migos and the ACBA guys, and a bunch of others that really connect all of us together. And you guys are like the glue that keeps us together. So it's a really important thing that you're doing, and I appreciate it, and I love watching you do what you do.
Thank you. Very humbling coming from you, because I feel the same about all the stuff that you do, especially the everything chat. Just be ready. We have Dwayne he says he doesn't have a hard stop. That's a huge mistake on his part, because I have a lot of things to delve into. In the off chance, we like to think that oh, here, it's everyone that we know and everyone we're familiar with, but the internet is a huge place, and there's probably somebody out there who hasn't seen what you've done. More likely, they haven't seen what I've done, but if they haven't seen what you've done, can you give the people a quick intro? What you do, where you post your stuff.
Yeah, sure. I'm a toy photographer and miniature artist. Basically, what I do is I build little miniature dioramas and pose my action figures in them and take photos of them to create art. Most of the scenes that I make revolve around nostalgia from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, but I also do stuff that's related to my own personal interests like sneakers, hip hop, video games, sports, all kinds of stuff. And yeah, I just create content on social media and, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. And man, it's something that I started in 2018, so just about 4 years ago.
Oh wow.
And it's something I fell into by accident, really. Like I wasn't really planning to do this. I wasn't a toy collector before I started doing this. I was just someone who was trying to learn how to use a camera, and taking photos of random things was a way that I learned how to practice using the camera. And
Yep.
some of the things I took photos of were miniatures and toys and stuff like that, and it just developed and snowballed into this full-time obsession over the last few years. And I taught myself how to build props and dioramas just by watching YouTube tutorials little by little. And now it's like I live and breathe this stuff. This is all I think about all day long, pretty much, just toys and action figures and dioramas and all that kind of stuff. So
Oh, it's good to hear that it's not just me where I wake up and it's just like, what can I do with toys and this? And I have this idea because sometimes I'm just like, I might be crazy. I might have a problem, but at least we
yeah.
have this problem together. And
Yes.
this is the weekly therapy. Uh, I don't open my toys now. I've kind of trained myself. This is episode 90, by the way. Thank you for being here. Episode 90. Thank you, everyone who's been supporting and watching and in here. Episode 90 is insane. But I've trained myself in 90 weeks to pee in the potty, but also not open my toys during the week. Just save it for Thursday. So when I'm on here, I have stuff to open and enjoy it. So, throughout the week, this, whatever stresses there are, work, family, I just get to come on here, chat with somebody awesome and enjoy some toys and check out the chat. So I hope that I provide that same kind of feeling for somebody watching out there. And that would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know how you hold off for a week, man. I just got some stuff yesterday, and I had trouble just holding off one day, not unboxing these things. So it takes quite a bit of discipline just to put that off for a week.
Speaking of discipline, it's February 24th, and I haven't bought a toy in 24 days. So,
but you have exploited some loopholes, though, right?
Like, I've explored some loopholes. I haven't exploited. I haven't executed and actioned them yet. I'm just putting it out there. This counts and this doesn't count. So I've explored them.
So you set out the ground rules before the month started, or is this something you've kind of developed? No. The goal. I posted a tweet and I'm like, can I go all of February without buying a toy? Yeah. And it was just Twitter. It's just verbal diarrhea put into text, and you put it out into the universe, and then out of nowhere it's just people replying who I don't even know. They're like, you can't do it, this and that, why would you do that to yourself, or I'm already failing. And so I'm like, well, what would the rules really be? I'm like, well, my goal is to not spend so much money but also buy less toys because I got way too much stuff here. Yeah. So it's a balance of those two. That's the goal. So it's like, but then I had toys coming in. I had some Super 7 stuff coming in to do the unboxings. I'm like, okay, so what if I don't spend money on toys? Right? No money out of the bank account. That's fair. Yeah.
So it was a matter of, well, what about pre-orders? I don't pay until the pre-order ships. So then people were like, oh, but that doesn't count because you're still making a pre-order. And I'm like, I'm not governed by generally accepted accounting principles. Okay, I'm consistent. That's it. There's no gap here. I know what I'm doing. Accounts receivables, accounts payables, all that stuff. Yada, yada. So it's stuff that pops up here and there, and it's you make a judgment on the spot, and it's usually just Yoko just trying to cause problems and say that I'm fighting Loop. Damn it, Winger Lose! I scroll to the bottom, and that's the first comment I see. Come on,
very exploitative. I mean, yeah, that's what people are saying. But as long as you feel like you're being honest and not, cheating the system, that's what counts, right? Because you're the one
I'm doing it for
came up with
me.
the idea. Yeah.
It's I haven't even made a pre-order. No, none of the Mezco stuff. I know it's Toy Fair month. It's staying strong. Matthew Toy, I'm just gonna highlight this super chat before I forget.
Yeah, sorry. If I go ahead.
Oh, let me just read this one out real quick.
Yeah,
Matthew Toy, thank you so much for the super chat and being a channel member here. You're awesome. He says, Dwayne, you're definitely one of my inspirations, but also thanks for calling. Come on, you're gonna make me read this? Calling out Kev's loophole exploits.
Well, thank you, Matthew. That means a lot to me, man. And yeah, I'm just doing what I've got to do, man. Got to call Kevin out.
If you say the lie enough,
it's not a lie if you believe it.
There you go. Thank you everyone who's here in the chat tonight. I want to get to the toys real quick, but I just want to show my appreciation. In the chat here, Dwayne was very excited. He was in the chat yesterday.
I told you, man. I'm hyped, man. I've been looking forward to this since you.
That's awesome.
Since you messaged me, man.
Yeah, man. I feel the energy from the beginning. So yeah, let's ride that high. AZ Toy Hunters Guild is here. What's going on? Bearded Builds, channel member. How you doing? Paul Morales, Matthew Toy, High School Creations. What's going on, Mike? I just finished a review of this diorama that Mike and Mario made. I'm gonna put that video up tomorrow, so please check it out. I tried out some new equipment. It wasn't great, so audio, I don't know, bear with me. Sorry, jumped around here. Duane Shoots Toys says, what's up? Butter Nation 796 Studios. What's going on, Mario? Tony Collector 10. Fat Force Grumps. What's going on, Grumps? And the Tuesday crew. I am Micah is here. Darth Gutierrez says, chillin' like a villain. RMD Collective. Thank you for sharing on IG. Courtney's here. What's up, Butter Nation? Happy Thursday. I like it's almost like a holiday almost. Plasty's in the house. Buenas noches.
Plasty.
Plasty, the legend. Matt Logic 44. Jason Lowe, how are you doing? Sunny Channel. What's up, Sunny? What it do? Evil Diva. Hi. Evil Diva. I gotta post some of your stuff later. I got an awesome package from her and Ernie, and I gotta post some pictures tomorrow, but I'll highlight some of that stuff in a bit. Customs by Machu. How are you doing? Made 1979 customs. Welcome to the stream. Machu Toys. This is a whole bunch of stuff I can ignore about calling me out. $5 well spent. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I'm happy with that. Kevin lives in a delusion. Yeah, the grand delusion. Dragon Eye 69, welcome. Omega Weapon 13. John Carmen, how are you doing? I'm playing the drinking game. Okay. I'm having Boba Squadron. Arvind Shah is here. Says, hey, Dwayne, I just started shooting toys at the start of the year, and it's been really great.
Awesome.
All good. All right. Let me get this stupid comment off.
Yo, so what's the drinking game? Like every time you say a certain word, you got to know?
I don't have a personal drinking game, but
Okay.
make up the rules as you go along.
All right.
You've got some cool stuff to open. Do you mind sharing it with us? What you have, and then
I think I may have too many things because I got a big shipment of stuff yesterday, and maybe you guys can help me decide which ones to unbox. So,
chat, let us know.
So I'll start with these. I pre-ordered these from Super 7 a while back, and they just came in yesterday. We got the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast action figures. If you're not familiar with these guys, they're Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. They're professional wrestlers, but they're also really big action figure fanatics. And they have a really cool YouTube channel where they hunt for toys and they talk about action figures, both wrestling action figures and superheroes and that kind of stuff. And for that reason, I've really come to love these guys, and had to buy their action figures once I found out that they were doing a deal with Super 7. So, and the cool thing about these ones is that since they are action figure collectors, they come with their own miniature action figures of themselves, which is kind of cool.
I love
So
when toys do that.
Yeah, lots of accessories. So that's one thing. And I was telling Kevin earlier, I feel so fortunate to be in the position that I'm in right now, where toy companies will, from time to time send free toys. And I remember the first time I got some free toys from Hasbro and McFarlane, those companies, and it was such a rush, so exciting to get these toys without having to pay for them. It never gets old, right? And a couple of weeks ago, I got an email from Sideshow, and they said they had seen some of my videos online. They liked what I was doing, and they wanted to send me a care package. Now, when I thought about getting a care package, I assumed they're going to send me like a T-shirt, a mug, maybe a little statue or something like that. But this package arrived yesterday, and it was a gigantic box. And I was shocked when I opened it, and I found a bunch of amazing stuff. So I'll show you. First of all, they sent me some cool books, some picture books. We got Star Wars book. It kind of goes over the series that they have there, the Hot Toys figures and how they're made and all that. And
Beautiful.
Really nice, heavy books, man. And there's another one.
You had me at picture books. I was like,
yeah,
yes,
just
pictures.
Beautiful picture books talking about the process and everything. That was cool. But let me show you the figures that they sent me. I still can't believe it. I feel so grateful to get these. They sent me some Hot Toys for free.
You know what? You mentioned earlier you're fortunate to be in this position. Absolutely. But like you're grinding, man. Like you're taking photos and you're putting out awesome stuff all the time. So it's not like you just happened upon it, but like I think you worked really hard and you got into this position, which is very well deserved. But it's cool, it's still great to get stuff, and you're grateful to see all these awesome toys. So
yeah, well, thanks for the compliment. I do work hard, but it's still like it's a trip. Like I've dreamt of this day of when I would receive Hot Toys for free. It's crazy, and they sent me. It's probably about $1,000 worth of toys, which is mind blowing, right? And it's not even a brand deal. It's just for fun, like just be like what you do. Here's some toys. So crazy. So
just a regular Wednesday.
Yeah, I was so shocked when these arrived. So they sent me first of all the Avengers suit, Tony Stark, the quantum suit.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so that's a pretty cool one. They sent me also an accessory pack.
What's up, Kyle?
Sorry?
I'll just say hi to Kyle in the chat. You can ignore him.
Sent me an accessory pack for Iron Man and all these accessories.
Ooh.
And they sent me the Iron Man Mark 50 from Infinity War. This one right here. And this is a figure that I've wanted for a long time, and to get this from them was I was so happy. I was so happy to get this. So the box is coming apart here. So yeah, this Iron Man right here. Just a head sculpt. It's fine. But yeah. That's incredible. So I was blown away when they sent that to me. So happy, and I've wanted this figure for such a long time. So I think this will be one of the items that I unbox for sure. As
Sweet.
Far as another one, I don't know. You guys can choose what you guys want to see, but that's what I have to unbox. Also, I wanted to say, I mentioned this to Kevin earlier. I like to work on custom action figures and projects every once in a while, just like to put fun things together. And I've got a fun action figure that I've been working on. It's pretty simple, but it's kind of fun, that relates to some of Kevin's interests. and that's why I wanted to give the grand reveal on this show.
Sweet.
I think
Exclusive.
just based on your Toying Around logo and some of the shirts I've seen you wear, and the fact that you live in Ontario, I think it's safe to assume that you're a fan of the Toronto Raptors.
Yes.
Okay. And we all know you're a fan of the Marvel Universe. So I've got a figure that fuses the Toronto Raptors with the Marvel Universe.
How?
So
I'm very intrigued.
yeah, so I'll reveal that later on at some point after we've done unboxed some of these figures. But
Sweet.
just wanted to throw that out there.
That's an awesome care package that you got there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have the Fallen Fett in the chat. How's it going, Ernie? Chat, which of those figures that Dwayne just showed would you like to see opened first? I got some cool stuff. It's not as cool now that you just kind of set the bar really high there. This was awesome. Dwayne, you were on Toy Migos 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and you know they're like, "What did you pick up this week?" And you found a Lando Calrissian for $1 at Walmart.
Yeah.
And you're super nice. You offered to send it to me, and now it's here. We're gonna unbox this. I was gonna pick this up at some point, but I've seen it. I mean, it's a relatively current wave, and I've seen it at Treasure Hunt, like one of those clear out stores.
Mhm.
So I'm not surprised that it was $1 at Walmart. Was
$1,
it
though, I
priced
mean,
wrong, or was it like a $1 sticker?
I don't know. See, like I usually go to Walmart and Toys R Us at least once a week just to look around, check out the clearance section, see what they have. And I was checking out the clearance section, and I saw this Lando figure. It said $1, and I thought this can't be right. Like, this doesn't make any sense. $1. You can't get anything for $1. You can't even buy a coffee for $1, right?
Even
So
the
I picked
stuff
it
is
up.
$4 at the dollar store. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
outrageous.
exactly. Yeah. So I picked it up and I immediately went and scanned it, and it said Star Wars Black Series $1. So I don't know if they entered it wrong into the system or for whatever reason it was $1. And the interesting thing is now I went back recently and they had that same figure priced at the regular price, like 30 something dollars.
Right.
So I don't know. I got lucky. So
absolutely.
and
Thank you.
I don't even really collect Black Series, but I had to pick it up. Like, you can't go wrong with a $1 figure, and I just figured I would find someone that would appreciate it. So,
I see some Pop Toys behind you. You do a lot of 1/6 scale photography. What kind of properties are you into? What kind of brands what kind of toy lines do you collect?
Well, like you said, I like working in the 1/6 scale. So I have a few Hot Toys. A lot of the figures that I use are customs. I'll buy a head sculpt and then put it on a generic body and then create my own little figure, right? So most of the figures I use are customized in some kind of way. But there are some lines of figures that I love buying. I love the NECA turtles, the movie turtles. Those
Beautiful.
are probably some of my favorites. I actually like using the larger ones, the quarter scale ones, just because when you're building a diorama with those, since it's such a large scale, you can put a lot more detail into the props and the background pieces. It does end up being like a massive diorama, but
huge.
Yeah, but those figures look so amazing. Like they look fantastic. So I love working with those. But aside from that, like, I don't know if I'm really a collector. Like, if I see a figure that I think I could make a fun toy photo with, then I'll buy it, right? I'm not necessarily buying to collect. I'm buying to use in toy photography. So just like you're buying figures and you're making room for other ones and you're kind of cycling things in and out, right? I do the same thing. Like, I'll buy something, I'll use it for a while, take some shots, and then I'll sell it and then bring something else in. There's a constant flow in and out.
It's not a bad strategy because then you don't end up hoarding a whole bunch of stuff. Because I know some people, like Jason B. Michael, who'd be like, "Oh, I'll only really buy a toy if I have an idea of what shot I want to use it for, or I know I'm going to take." I think figure fan Nate is kind of similar like that too. Like, I guess it helps with not going too crazy with your collection.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, I live in a tiny apartment. I'm by myself in a 1-bedroom apartment, so I don't have room to store anything. So I can keep things for a while, but eventually, like, if I were to turn this camera around, you would be in shock by how messy this place is and how much stuff is everywhere.
I wouldn't,
Um,
because my room's just the same.
yeah, yeah.
That's
So
the same.
I really can't afford from a space perspective to keep a lot of this stuff. I got to use it and then keep it moving.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I also have, which I'm excited to open, maybe not everyone else, because everyone's getting their HasLab Razor Crests. I wasn't into the vintage collection at the time, so I passed. Also, the ship blew up, so I feel a lot better about not getting it. But now seeing everyone get it, I'm like, whatever. I want vintage collection, but I didn't buy it. But I did get this one, so it's not as great. Obviously, this is a Mission Fleet
Okay.
Razor Crest, but
Nice.
might be fudgeable in size to scale with vintage collection, the 3 3/4 inch scale figures. So this one was in a box from Hasbro. So I'm excited to open this and put this ship together and see if I can work it into a photograph. So yeah, it's just a few things today, nothing crazy. But we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Tiny Razor Crest loophole. I didn't buy this. See, no money went out. This was a box that came in, and also I think it was January. So come on, come on, guys.
That vintage collection is kind of growing on me. Like they've made some nice figures in the last little while there.
I just posted a reel on Instagram, um, and I think one of the major selling points for me is this. So this is a photo holder for 4x6s.
Wow, and you can store how many? 4 or 5 figures in there? Yeah.
You can
Wow.
get store 4 figures in one 4x6,
Yeah, that's awesome.
and that goes into this case. So that's huge. That's huge. This is a photo case you can get from Michael's, the crafting store, and it's
Yeah.
got 3, 6, 8. So it's 16 of these photo album boxes inside. So you can
And
put a lot of
not to
vintage
mention
collection.
the figures are quite a bit cheaper than the Black Series figures too, right?
Yeah, maybe I guess relatively to the size and scale, the dollar amount as well.
Yeah.
Um, so you go to Toys R Us, Walmart hunting almost every week? You said once a week.
At least once a week, sometimes twice, because they're really close to where I live. And if I'm going to Superstore to buy some groceries, I'll kind of stop by Toys R Us or Walmart on the way there and check it out real quick.
Are you looking for 1/6 scale props, that kind of stuff?
No, I'm just looking for anything. Like there's certain things that I want to pick up. Like for a while, I was really liking those Masters of the Universe Origins figures. So I bought some of those, and those showed up at Toys R Us. I'm just looking for whatever's out there. Wrestling figures I buy every once in a while. Sometimes I'll buy some Marvel Legends or whatever. I don't work in 1/12 scale that much, but sometimes there's some figures that I really like.
True.
But yeah, I just drop by and see whatever they have. Sometimes they have some good deals. Like one time I actually found at Walmart. I don't know if you're familiar with these AEW wrestling figures, but they're like $30 each. But once in a while, they insert these little chase figures that are like one of 5,000 or one of 500. And I found a 1 of 500 action figure for $30, and it's like now it's probably worth about $500 or so. So sometimes you luck out with these crazy finds at Walmart or Toys R Us.
That's true. Oh, before I forget, before we move ahead, I'm doing a thing on my Instagram. If you find this photo with the Pulse exclusive Zartan, I'm doing a quick fundraising raffle for our friend the 80s baby from the Toy Migos, who you were just recently on with. So it's $5 a spot for the raffle. the money goes directly to Dario to help with some recent medical bills, I guess. Um, and I just wanted to find a way to rally the community and help out because Dario is a great dude. And so far, a lot of people have been, taking part in the raffle, and everyone who's part of it, thank you. You guys are all fantastic. So it's like $5 a spot. What you do, just send the thing to PayPal. Um, Send me a screenshot, and I have a list of everyone and how many spots they have. And on March 10th, that unboxing episode, I'll do a draw for this prize. People like NYC Figure Fanatic want to add stuff to the prize pool. 796 Studios is doing a diorama. Can you confirm that, Mario? I see you in the chat. Let me know. And it's all for a good cause. And just have a little fun with it. Have a little prize at the end of it. So just go find this photo on my Instagram if you're not on there or following me there. It's instagram.com/toyingaround. And also all of Dwayne's socials are here on the the YouTube video description as well. So go check out all his stuff while you're there and follow along. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's taken part in the raffle so far. It's an awesome thing to see. People sounded off earlier about which toy to open first. I think they said Kyle said Quantum Stark.
Oh, okay.
Winger Lose says Iron Man. And you already dropped Tony's head, so maybe you should just start with that one. It's okay.
That's
He's
the one
dead.
I wanted to open the most anyway. So
He's dead. It's fine.
he's dead.
He's dead. He's not alive.
It's not like it hurts, right? If I drop him on his head. Yeah. So how does this work? I only have one camera. I don't have two cameras set up like you.
No, you can just open it and
Open
chat,
Yeah,
If
okay,
you see
cool.
something cool, you just hold it up, get a hand behind there to focus it, and we can take a look at the toy, man.
Wow.
This is basically Hot Ones, but instead of eating hot wings, you're opening something, and I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Yeah, and if the people in the chat have any questions, I'm more than willing to answer anything they may want to know. So
I'm gonna go with this Razor Crest first because I'm gonna redo some of my collection and displays for Mando and Favreauverse and adding in vintage collections. So that's gonna be fun. All right. First thing. You mentioned getting into toy photography by, getting into photography and learning the camera yourself.
yeah.
So what was the goal at first? Just like I want to learn how to take photos. Your first subject couldn't have been toys. Like you wanted
No.
to take pictures of something else.
No. You know what? There was a point in my life where I actually wanted to be a travel vlogger.
Okay.
And, yeah. And I'd done a fair bit of traveling earlier on. Like when I turned 29, I actually took a year off and did a backpacking trip around the world. And I went to, I think, 36 countries in that 1 year, just shoestring budget,
wow.
backpacking all over the place. I was just trying to get a taste of as many different continents as I could. So I spent some time in Western Europe and then traveled to the Middle East and then Africa and all the way to Asia and South America and kind of got a taste of everything. But one thing that I realized is that I needed to learn how to use a camera because I had like just a regular point and shoot camera. I went to all these amazing places and I have these terrible photos from those destinations.
Oh no!
So such
Are you
a
serious?
waste, right? Yeah. So I went to some incredible places, and yeah, just regular like.
I still hear the regret in your voice.
Yeah, because some of those places I'll probably never visit again. But
Oh,
so and then later on, I thought maybe I would give a go at starting like a YouTube travel vlog type thing. So I initially wanted to learn how to take still photos and then get into videography type of stuff. So that was the reason I picked up a camera. I wanted to just take good travel photos, landscapes, that kind of thing. So that's what I started out doing. Like I would just walk around the city during the day, at nighttime, set up my tripod, take pictures of different things. And one day I was on YouTube, and I was just watching videos, trying to pick up tips on how to become a better photographer. And I saw this video of a photographer who was taking photos of little model cars and making them look realistic. And I saw that and I was like, wow, this is really cool, right? So I started to get into that for a little bit, and I did a little bit more digging. And then I discovered this whole community of action figure photographers. And once I saw that, I fell in love. I was like, wow, this is incredible, right? And
That's
so,
cool.
yeah, this was like beginning of 2018. And I fell in love with it. So and at that time, I didn't even have any action figures, right? Like I had a lot of toys as a child, but then once I became a teenager, we basically got rid of them, sold them off.
Right.
So I had no action figures. So I basically had to start from scratch. Fortunately, I had a friend who had a bunch of Marvel Legends figures. So he let me borrow some of those. And then I started buying things one by one. And I just, started experimenting. And I think, I was getting these ideas, but I couldn't really create them without having certain props. So that's how I got into the prop making side of things. I realized, like, in order to realize the ideas that I had in my mind, I had to learn how to build certain props, like shoe boxes or turntables or whatever it was, right? So I just started watching YouTube tutorials, started out making stuff out of paper, foam board, then graduated to polymer clay. And about a year and a half ago was when I got my 3D printer. And that was a complete game changer. That changed everything for me. Yeah. And I'm sure, you do 3D printing yourself. It completely changed the game for me. And once I got that 3D printer, I think everything just took a step up and sort of exploded from there. So it's been a full-time obsession. Like I've basically spent all day I'm trying to turn this into a full-time job. Like I don't have a regular day job. I'm doing this. I, do other things to kind of scrape by. I've got a few other streams of income, but like I'm barely getting by, but I'm investing all my time and energy into building this toy thing. And I think there's so much potential in it. And, I'm hoping one day, maybe a couple of years from now, I'll be able to turn it into something that's, financially pretty lucrative. So it's been crazy. It's been an amazing journey. I'm just going for it. I'm all in. I'm fully invested.
Well, I mean, you have the following. You have eyes on you. Obviously, you've done a lot of projects for different companies. So, and it's quality work. So I think it's very viable. I think it's a good route for you. I'm trying to find the one that kind of stood out to me the most. That was the coolest. Was the Gucci Hot Wheel.
That's
That
crazy, right? Like Gucci. I was working with their team in Milan, and they
in
reached
Milan.
Milan. They reached out to me last July, I think it was, and they said, we've seen some of your work. We like the fact that you do a lot of nostalgic type shots, bright, colorful, playful type of shots. And they didn't tell me what it was going to be. Like they said, we had this product. They made me sign an NDA and all this kind of stuff before they would even tell me what this thing was. And it eventually turned out to be this Hot Wheels car. And I looked at this as a challenge because I had never shot any kind of Hot Wheels before, right? As far as like my Instagram page, I had never really posted anything on there. So this was an exciting project for me. And they basically just said, do your thing, come up with something unique. And they loved the idea of, like, I came up with the idea of putting the Gucci stripes on the track, and they really liked that as far as a branding perspective. And I 3D printed most of that track too. The beginning of the track, and then the back is an actual Hot Wheels track that I painted red. And I tried to make it look like a children's bedroom, but that's actually that's my table and a wall.
Right.
But,
Which
yeah.
child has this Gucci print carpet? Man? This is
A
Puff
very-
Daddy's house? Like, what's going
Yeah.
on?
A very wealthy child.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was a fun project because it was something different, right? And obviously, like, just aligning with a brand like Gucci is great for establishing credibility. So this was
Yeah.
the first big brand that I worked with, and it's crazy. Like, it says paid partnership with Gucci. Like, that's crazy.
That's insane,
So-
man. And that looks good on the resume for sure. On your,
Yeah.
People still use resumes? On your LinkedIn, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't updated my resume in like 20 years. Let's see. Detour Customs in the house. What's going on? I think there was a question for you. What is your favorite hip hop album?
Hip hop album. Well, I grew up listening mainly to West Coast hip hop, more specifically Death Row Records. So I was all about Snoop, Dre, Dogg Pound, Tupac. I had pretty much every Death Row Records album, even the Death Row Christmas album. I had that one too. So I think my favorite hip hop album, either would probably be Doggy Style by Snoop or All Eyes on Me, Tupac, one of those ones.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's the stuff. I mean, that's just based on pure nostalgia, right? And when I listen to hip hop, I'm primarily listening to the beats and the rhythms and the sonic aspect of things.
Can I show you something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, there you go. Ain't nothing but a G thing. Yeah. How fitting.
I just happened to be wearing
I
that
didn't even
today.
see you were wearing that. Yeah.
No, it's all covered, but yeah, I just realized I was wearing that too.
So that's why I was drawn to the West Coast music, because they had live instrumentation. Like, they had guitar players, bass players, as opposed to the East Coast that was more sample based. But I still like that stuff too. But I was just into the funk, like the G funk and stuff. And that's another thing. Like, before I got into toy photography, my main passion was music production. So I made beats for, like, from the age of 16, 17 until my 30s. And that was like, I thought that's what I was going to be doing, like being a music producer. That was my thing. So I eventually, the interesting thing is with toy photography, a lot of the scenes that I make are kind of related to music in some way. And because of that, I've actually been able to make some pretty cool connections through toy photography. Like, some of my idols have messaged me, like producers that I used to look up to, rap artists and stuff. So I think eventually, at some point, I want to get back into music through the toy photography stuff. So I'm trying to think of a way to combine, like, my miniatures and music composition. So I'm over the next little while, I'm going to see if I can come up with some creative ways to make videos that involve beat making and toys. So that's something I'd like to do.
Well, that perfectly kind of blends into what I wanted to get into later on. But you have a record. Is that what's the one behind you?
Oh yeah, it's I got platinum plaque. Yeah. That's that was kind of a weird situation, because I haven't made any new beats in like probably since I started toy photography. I haven't really made anything new, so I'm really rusty. But in 2017, this is such a serendipitous event. So I recorded a video of myself just improvising some melodies on the keyboard, a little chord progression, kind of a soulful thing. And I posted it on my Instagram story on my personal page. And one of my friends, who's a producer as well, he saw the video clip of me playing this little chord progression melody. And he said, "Oh, that's really, really cool. Are you doing anything with it?" And I said, "No, I'm just messing around." And he said, "Oh, cool. Could you send that to me?" So I recorded like the MIDI sequence and sent it over to him. And he made a beat out of it. Right? This is my friend Distinct Beats. And he put it up online, put it up on YouTube. And this thing started getting some traction. And there's this artist named Little TJ. And he heard the track and recorded a song with it and put it out. And eventually that song kind of blew up. The song is called Leaked. And he got a deal with Sony and it actually became a platinum selling single. It became, I think it blew up primarily due to like TikTok, because a lot of people were making TikTok videos with it.
Oh wow.
And they also made a remix version of the song with Lil Wayne. And there's a music video of that on YouTube. So if you look up leaked remix, Lil Wayne and Little TJ, that's the track that I helped work on. So
you
I
got a
didn't,
credit on that.
yeah, I get a small sliver of the publishing, like a tiny bit, because like all I did was like I set the foundation for the track. I played the chord progression and the little keyboard melody, and my friend added the drums and bass and stuff. But yeah, so that was like a completely by accident type of situation. And that's the crazy thing about the internet, right? Like, all these wild things can happen, right? So it was that this was a dream of mine to get a platinum plaque, and you know, it's still my dream to like produce full original songs for artists. Like I would love to do stuff for some of those big pop artists out there. So who knows, man? This platform that I've built with toy photography might actually lead to more music related stuff in the future. And you know, I'm just going with the flow, seeing where things take me. It's exciting.
That's very cool, man. Congratulations. TikTok and YouTube, man, you never know. Just something just catches on. Like the probability of it happening is so small, but it does. And then, you know, you go from toy photography and now you have a platinum plaque behind you amongst all of your shots. That's insane. That's so cool.
And yeah, for a long time, actually, I was making a living doing providing background music for TV shows. So like there are a lot of reality shows out there that if you listen closely, you'll hear like just very generic sounding hip hop beats in the background, right? So I was submitting my music to music libraries, and they were getting placed on all these different reality shows and like sports broadcasts when they're showing highlights. So I've had like a lot of like tiny little placements here and there. I've had I think 15 seconds of background music on one episode of Dr. Phil, one episode of Judge Judy, just random TV shows, right?
Very specific
really cool.
one to remember.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, 10 seconds here, 5 seconds there. But it's the cool thing is like once you get a placement on one of those shows, as long as that show continues airing, you get royalties, right? So even even though
if they have reruns,
like even though I haven't made any new music in years, I'm still getting little royalty checks. You know, a couple times, 2 out of every 3 months, I'll get a royalty check. So it's cool. It's cool. I don't know if you've heard of the show Impractical Jokers, but there's like a prank show.
Yeah.
Where so I had a ton of tracks on that show. A lot of international reality shows, so like New Zealand's Next Top Model, and just like random shows. It's really cool, and I don't even know where the music ends up. It just shows up on my ASCAP royalty statement, and it'll say like,
who cares? Just check clear. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not a ton of money, but it's, you know, a few $100s here and there, maybe $1,000, but like it's still, I mean, that's how I get by, right? Because I don't have a day job, right? So I have these little streams of income that kind of help me scrape by, and every once in a while I'll get a brand deal or sponsorship, and I'm kind of the main goal right now is just to try to get things to a point where I can steadily, consistently have stable income from toy photography. So like right now, 1 month it'll be great, and then the next month it's completely dry. So I need to kind of figure out a way to generate more consistent income with it.
John says, love that show. Are you talking about New Zealand's Next Top Model? or Impractical Jokers? I'm just messing with you. Probably that. That's amazing. I mean, I remember you posting about the record and the back, but to hear all that other stuff too. I told you, chat, multi-talented. I wasn't joking.
There were a lot of MTV shows. Like if you remember Next, it was like a dating show. Made, they had Parental Control, all kinds of. This is like probably early 2000s, I think, or mid 2000s. They had tons of reality shows on MTV. Guy Code, just a bunch of random shows, and it's always like 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there, and it all adds up. So it's yeah, pretty cool.
It's wild, man. Very cool. I'd like to see how that's going to influence the toy photography stuff later on. Maybe like I have a friend, Smash Lab Creations, who made a 112 Kid Cudi.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I liked that.
And I think, yeah, and I think I forget how he got connected with him, but it got to Kid Cudi and posted it. So that's super cool. And a lot of your stuff have celebrities as your subject, and with the people and the eyes that are on your stuff. I mean, it's got to get to them at some point. They're gonna see it, and then at that point, it's like, hey, you know, I make beats too.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of crazy. Like I've had some of my idols have like they've messaged me, but they're inquiring. They don't know that I make music. They're just asking me if I can make a custom figure of them or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's still crazy to see some of these people like send me a DM or follow me or whatever. Like it's yeah, like that's the wild thing about social media, right? You never know who's watching, right? Like,
yep.
I'm here in Edmonton, but like I could have, you know, some of the biggest celebrities in Hollywood seeing my stuff, right? It's wild. And
not on this channel though.
No,
but you in general.
Yeah. So I'm excited, man. I think there's just so much potential. And like I said, I want to find a way to fuse music with miniatures, like maybe make some miniature beat making videos or something like that. I've got a lot of ideas. My thing is like, I'm fortunate. I'm lucky in the sense that ideas come to me, you know, fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is the ideas that I get take forever to do, right? So that's why I can only post like once a week, because it takes forever to like put the stuff together. But I've got tons of ideas. I've got enough ideas for months. So it's just a matter of picking and choosing.
I imagine the 3D printer kind of helps with that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you don't have to look for a specific toy or a specific prop out there for whatever idea you have in your head. You can just go find a file, and you've gone even beyond that. You've created your own models. I've seen crazy stuff that you do, man. I'm just like, the amount of effort that Dwayne puts into some of these photos, you know, taking photos of, I think you stitched together the court for the Raptors court for a shot. I think you took a bunch of pictures and you stitched it together. The lengths you go through to get some of these props, it's incredible. And you know, someone said it's an inspiration. For me, it's a little bit daunting, man, just to see like, wow, that's very impressive. And then, you know, you 3D print your props, you paint most of them. That Wheel of Fortune, Price is Right wheel, stands out. And I'm just like, man, that's just thinking of the print job time and putting it together, painting it, gluing it, all that stuff. It's a lot of effort. So it's cool that, you know, you're able to find that avenue of making some of the ideas come to life.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I'll actually do a project solely for the reason that I think it would make for an interesting behind the scenes video.
Really?
So yeah, like even that recent basketball one I did with the Karate Kid, I thought it would be interesting just to show the process of, you know, printing out the court and like building all those parts. The sneaker one too, like that was the sneaker, pretty much any of my projects. I'm thinking of.
This is insane. First of all, did you print and paint every single one of these?
Yeah, I did that over the course of several weeks. As I'm working on some, I'm always printing something, right? So in the background, as I'm sleeping, I'm printing something. I'm usually working on 4 or 5 projects at the same time. So this one I thought it would make for an interesting BTS video, like showing the different colors coming up and all that, painting them. And that one did pretty well. So like usually one thing I've realized is that the documentation of the process is just as important, if not more important, than the finished photo itself.
Really?
Yeah, as far as just as far as the Instagram algorithm, and people like seeing video content, right?
Yeah, and that seems to be the trend.
And some people, like, if they see a photo, they may not understand what they're looking at, right?
Yeah.
We're all toy collectors, so we know these are toy photos, right? But
Yeah.
if it's someone from outside of the toy community, they may look at this and think, okay, this is just some digitally created 3D CGI image, right?
Absolutely.
But then when you see the behind the scenes process, then you realize, wow, this is like these are physical items, you know?
Yeah, that's
What's up,
why.
Yoko?
Yeah,
Did she say
Yoko's in the
something?
house.
Yeah.
Her usual greeting. I think that's why when you look at people who make miniatures and they're showing off some of their work, it's usually like their hand in the shot to kind of break the illusion. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, when you're scrolling, it's just another picture. They don't know that you've put this much work into making this into a very small scale of whatever the real thing is. So, you know, a hand in the hand in the photo or something like that makes a huge difference. Video showing you making it.
Yeah, and see that Ninja Turtles photo, that one did quite well. And a lot of people, when they were seeing this for the first time, they automatically assumed this was like some CGI 3D created image, right? But when they saw the BTS video, the reel that I posted right after, that one put everything into perspective, and that video blew up. Like it got shared, even on my account alone, it got
Yeah.
shared over 100,000 times.
Sheesh.
And then there were some massive accounts that got tons and tons of shares. So not this photo, but if you go to the previous or sort of the following reels video, the one with the hat, see, it got tons and tons of views and shares, and that put things into perspective for a lot of people. They're like, oh wow, these are actually physical items, right? And one thing I like to do is play on the nostalgia.
Yeah.
So this is like, 90s hip hop. It's very niche, right? And this is 90s New York hip hop, actually. So I was kind of playing on the Ninja Turtles being from New York, and then, the Wu-Tang Clan and all the other New York artists and stuff. So
Right. This is the same as, if someone was making really, people make cakes that look like things. That's very realistic. But if they didn't show them cutting into it and it's a chocolate cake inside, I would just scroll past thinking it's, I don't know, a bowling ball or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this kind of stuff, that's where the interest is. I'll watch videos of cakes all day.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I love, one of the things I love doing is just reliving my childhood, right? So
Right.
that's the source of inspiration for a lot of my photos. Sometimes it's my early childhood, sometimes it's my teenage years. But I find that when I relive my memories, there are a lot of other people that can relate to those same memories.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, there's those shared interests. So when people see stuff like this, it just really resonates with them and makes them feel nostalgic and warm and fuzzy inside. So that's something that I like to revert back to every once in a while.
Reels,
man. That's the way to go nowadays. Like that's what's really blowing up.
Oh, here's the
video content. Yeah, the Gucci one. That was a fun project. So the car that I actually have is not one of the, like, they only made 5,000 of these. The one that I have is actually a prototype. So there are some subtle differences between my version and the 5,000 that were sold in stores.
And I love that it's not even a full connecting track. It's just strategically placed for perspective to make it seem like you have the whole thing. Like,
I try to do the minimal amount of work to get
you
the
do
job
not.
done.
There's no way you do the minimal amount of work. Trust me, as a guy who consistently cuts corners, watching your stuff stresses me out. So if you say you're trying to cut corners, hell no, dude. You are. It's something else. I mean, like, chat. Look at this one.
Well, for example,
built
if I know something is not going to be in the shot, I don't really bother building it. So like sometimes you'll see like my dioramas are half built.
Yeah.
And when I say dioramas, these are all like temporary dioramas. They're not meant to be these high quality long-term display pieces. They're just meant to be good enough so that I can create a
They're
scene and
props.
take a photo.
They're props.
Yeah, and I take it apart. So like, I'm not the best diorama maker. I'm not the best photographer, but I kind of combine things in a way that's really fun and unique. And I think that's why it's doing fairly well.
I think another thing is that like it's very lighthearted all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's pop culture stuff that everyone's familiar with, but they're doing something silly like Price is Right or Mike Tyson playing, what was it the other day? I forget.
Punch Out with the Power Glove. Yeah.
Punch Out. You did one today. I don't follow football.
Oh, this is Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo playing FIFA. So that's one thing I love to do, like play, FIFA and NHL and different video games and stuff. So
nice.
This is just two of the greatest footballers of all time playing PlayStation.
And who knows? It just takes like one share from them on social.
That's the
I mean,
thing,
not that
right?
you haven't already blown up. Like your TikTok is like, I don't even know the stats. It's a lot of digits. It's like if rappers were to rap about how many digits are in their bank account, that's Dwayne's like followers and views on TikTok.
But it's interesting because like sometimes, like I have a much larger following on TikTok than I do on Instagram.
Mhm.
But sometimes things will blow up way more on Instagram than they do on TikTok. It's just it's difficult figuring out this algorithm because it's always changing. Sometimes things will work on one platform, but they may not work on another platform. So it's a constant process of trying to tweak and experiment with different things. Also, the audiences that I have on both platforms are very different. I think the audience I have on Instagram is a little bit older. So I think my average age is probably 25 to 35 on Instagram, but on TikTok, it's a lot younger, right? So the content is going to hit in a different way with those different audiences. Like this, this is going back to the 90s, right? Friends and Power Rangers.
Maybe not everyone on TikTok will be a Friends viewer.
Yeah, exactly, right? So this is pure 90s, right? Power Rangers, Friends.
There's a Power Rangers account that I followed that shared this too. He's like pretty huge in that community, and I'm like, I follow this guy too. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy to see where some of these photos end up. That's why I do my best to like try to like watermark my images. I'll put my name on them.
Yeah, man.
People take them. But it's sad. Sometimes I'll see people actually go to the trouble of erasing my name and then posting it. It's like, why are you doing that? It's
pathetic.
Just like, it's sad. But that's just the nature of social media, right? You got to expect that people are going to take things without giving credit. But
there's that, and then in the off chance it's reshared to some place that you're not on, they can see TikTok, Duane Shoots Toys. Then someone will be like, oh, I can go there and go check for that information. So it's just branding at the very least, right?
And sometimes people will crop the photo and then the watermark gets cut out. So I remember like Mike Tyson reposted my Monopoly photo, and my name's kind of cut out at the bottom. You can barely see it. So
do you think he did it, or someone sent it to him like that?
It was intentional. I'm sure he doesn't even run his own account. He probably has his own team of people that do that. But yeah, and then like people have posted my stuff without crediting me, but I think the vast majority of people give credit, so it works out in the end. It's you can't complain about it.
Yo, what's up, Biggie? It says, honestly, all of my rapper friends sent me your pic with Raph and the Yankees fitted.
Yeah, that one did pretty well. It's that one, it blew up because like I started the year on Instagram with like 90,000 followers. So over the last 6 weeks, I've gone up to like 200 just off of the strength of my last few reels. So
damn,
and I spent 4 years getting to 90,000 and like, a month getting to 200. It's insane.
You're good, man. I think you'll get to that point that you want to, given this trajectory.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to say, like, to all the other toy photographers, I see a lot of people getting kind of frustrated, especially since Instagram started making these changes to their algorithm. Like, they'll post something and then only 10% of their audience will see it. And my advice to you guys is just keep experimenting, try different things, and realize that you're only one piece of content away from everything changing, right? So try to innovate, try to do something different, and really tap into your own uniqueness, because everyone's unique in some kind of way, right?
Yeah.
So instead of trying to copy other people, find out what's unique about yourself and embrace it, and try to find a way to inject that into your photography. And I would also say, like, focus on video content. That's what's really hitting right now, because all it takes is one piece of content to change everything.
Yeah, there's, and there's, everyone who does ACBA, it's very like movie based or comic based. They're trying to emulate something like that or create,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. But in terms of appeal, it might not have that vessel to break out of our world of just toys
Yeah.
and comics and have crossover appeal for your stuff. Where there's hip hop, there's sneakers, because that kind of culture is huge too.
Mhm.
And I think that sneakerheads and toys, it's very similar in ways of how people collect
Yeah.
and the content that's in there. There's a lot of crossover. So your
Yeah.
stuff, I get it. There's very popular stuff. There's what's this Korean Netflix show?
Yeah. Yeah, I got
Squid
the
Game. Man, terrible.
like green light doll right here. Whoa.
Yeah, with the 3D printer, you can have stuff like that without even waiting for merch to come out.
Yeah, so they did release like an official one, but it was very limited, and it took months to come out. So lighting kind of sucks here, but yeah. Okay.
Wow, it hit something else. You can print another one.
Yeah, so it's like I said, the 3D printer changed the game for me, and for the most part, I've been just downloading designs and 3D printing them, but I eventually want to get into the point where I'm actually doing all my own modeling. Right now, I can model like basic shapes,
Yeah.
but when it comes to like head sculpts, I can't come anywhere near doing that kind of stuff. But I really want to learn Blender and get into that. But yeah, that's where this stuff comes in handy. The 3D scanner, that was a cool pickup.
This scanner, I'm very tempted because, like you, I don't know how to sculpt things.
Yeah,
And,
it's really cool. I just got it like recently, right? So that was like, I think, the first thing that I actually scanned and printed, and that was like in January, right?
Timberlands was the first thing you scanned and printed?
Yeah.
How very New York. What a very
Well,
New York thing to
the thing is, I needed those to do the next shot. So like, I'm kind of making two pieces of content, right? I'm making content showing this one how to make the boots, and then I use the boots in the Ninja Turtles photo in the background. You can see I printed some larger versions of them, and then I just did the Funko Pop. That was a 3D scan one. Yeah, so these Timberland boots. Yeah, see,
huge.
yeah. So, but
Very
yeah,
cool.
I want to do more action figures. So I did the scanning Funko Pop video. I want to do more like Marvel Legends and stuff like that. WWE figures, like all kinds of stuff. The scanner, I really recommend it. The only thing is, like, there's certain things you have to keep in mind. So if something is really, really dark, the scanner will have difficulty picking it up, right? So you'd either have to like paint it or cover it up with something, or spray like some kind of spray on it so that it shows up on the scanner.
Oh, okay.
Where you may not be able to do something dark. So like, that's part of the reason I chose like a white Funko Pop, because I was guaranteed to pick it up. And see, you see those black eyes, they weren't really showing up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's ways to work around it, but it's still really, really cool.
Dang. Yeah, you when you posted this, because I've been looking for something. I'm like, how can I use my regular camera for something like this? Is there a software? But just seeing this might just be.
Did you see my photogrammetry video? You
Yeah,
can use
I
yeah,
did.
you can use a regular camera too. It's just it's a lot more labor intensive and time consuming to do it. But you can do it with a camera. You just have to take like maybe 70 or 80 photos of the object going around it. So that's I
Yeah,
made
no,
the miniature, the NECA turtle. Um, that one was made with photogrammetry.
crazy.
Yeah.
Um, this this Razor Crest, I just want to show people real quick, real quick. All right, so this is it. All right, nothing crazy. There's a lot of details on molded details. So if you wanted to paint it up more, you could do that and get more detail out of it. But what's cool is that you can open it up, and it looks like there's a weapons rack here because it comes with all of these weapons: blaster, 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 Mando's rifle, jetpack. I don't know if this is supposed to be the child's pram, but you get him. Might be a dog dish.
Can
There's your
you
Mando.
can you place a vintage collection figure beside it? Like, it doesn't scale that well, does it?
No, it's probably half the size of it. But the Grogu might be the same size, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. But you can kind of play around with perspective and get something going as far as photography. Oh, the Grogu's bigger than the. Oh,
Yeah,
it's more like a cartoonish kind of look.
yeah, it's like that.
Looks like Dario has a question. Or
80s baby, what's going on? How are you, sir? Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're
hope you're doing well,
covering
man.
well, man. Yeah.
Thank you. Far too
Thank
kind.
you. You're far too kind.
Oh, you do impressions too?
That's one of the few voices that I can kind of do.
Dario, thank you for the super chat, my friend. He says, "Hey, what's up, guys in the Butter Nation? Dwayne, how long would the process be in taking a shot when you were making your props using Play-Doh?"
So when I was making things out of clay, I wasn't really going into as much detail as I do now after getting the 3D printer. So I think as far as time, they're about the same, just because nowadays I just add way more detail, whereas before with clay, I would just kind of do the basics, right? So it wouldn't be too much of a difference. But I'd say on average, yeah, like a few days, I guess, to make a shot back then.
Okay.
If anything, yeah, nowadays it takes longer just because I like adding more and more detail. One thing I also find is that, like, since I'm trying to document the process of making these things, it really slows down the process of building them.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not like I would do anything to have like a full-time cameraman just sit here and document
get a
everything
team.
I do. Because like if I'm sculpting something, I have to think, okay, I have to shoot from this angle, and then like as I'm recording, I have to do a good job of sculpting the thing. If I mess up, then it's not going to be for a good shot, right? If I'm painting something and I mess up, and so that really slows down the process, and that's part of the reason I haven't really done that many YouTube videos. Like I really want to focus on YouTube, but the process of making a 6-7 minute video is so long. Like, I mean, you do YouTube videos, like just editing and all that kind of stuff. Like it takes forever, right? So
Yeah, I'd rather just sit here and hang with people like you and just chop it up.
yeah. So I've neglected my my YouTube channel. Like, the last time I posted was probably 8 months ago.
Oh, damn.
But it's fun though. It's rewarding when we actually make a good quality video because people want to see like the full process, and I love showing the process and teaching people how to do things that they may not know how to do. Just time consuming though. That's the issue.
It's tough because you, as an artist, you want to focus on creating the art, right?
Mhm.
You know, editing and filming and all that stuff. If somebody could take care of that for you, you have infinitely more time to work on the art. It's like it's like my fiance wants to start dinner, but I'm like, just chill. I want to take a photo of the food first before we eat it. I want to document it first. She's like, no, let me eat. So
Exactly.
it gets in the way. It
Yeah.
gets in the way.
Yeah. But I know I see people asking about how long the projects take. So yeah, these days on average, I would say it takes between 5 and 7 days to make a project. Sometimes it'll take more time, sometimes it'll be less. It really depends on whether or not I have the props pre-made. So the good thing is now at this point, I've done so many projects that I have this kind of warehouse of little props. So I've got, a few hundred vinyl album covers, and I've got lots of shoe boxes. I've got, actually, let me show you. I'll give you some behind the scenes. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, here we go.
So
5,000 1/6 scale shoe boxes.
these are my shoe boxes, right? So I don't know if you can see.
Sick.
So I've got all these different shoe boxes, right? So I spent quite a bit of time making these, but now that they're made, I can quickly put together shots with like 100 different shoe boxes, right? And same thing with sneakers. I've got tons of sneakers.
What is your favorite sneaker, 1-to-1 scale?
Favorite sneaker?
Yeah.
That's hard to say. So yeah, I got all these sneakers.
So cool.
A lot of my favorite sneakers are based on nostalgia, right? So things that were cool when I was a kid,
Yeah.
those are the ones that I kind of gravitate towards. So I love the Jordan 6 infrared black. I think that was the one that Jordan won his first championship in 1991. I love those because I was like 10 years old, I guess, when those came out. And all the cool kids had them. I never had any nice sneakers when I was growing up. I had like the buy-way cheap knockoff sneakers. But those I love. The first pair of nice sneakers that I had were the Nike Air Max 180s. So they had the air bubble going all the way underneath the bottom. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And I used to run a lot of cross country. So that was my favorite running sneaker back then.
Nice.
But yeah, so one of the cool things is that through toy photography, I've actually done some projects with some sneaker companies. I've gotten like free sneakers. So I got a pair of those Jordan infrareds from a brand deal that I did with goat.com. And I've done stuff with Foot Locker and Reebok, all kinds of stuff. And I got these Power Rangers.
You got the Power Ranger Reeboks.
Yeah, they sent these to me.
Sweet.
Just in a care package. So these are the Iverson Question Power Rangers edition.
Yeah, that's the Zord one.
Yeah. So it's like it still blows my mind that like toy photography can open up all these doors, and I still feel like we're just scratching the surface as a whole, as a community. It's still a really small community compared to like the sneaker community, right?
Yeah.
Or other types of communities. So over the next few years, this thing is just going to continue to snowball and grow, and it's going to open up way more opportunities, and you're going to start seeing some really exciting stuff. Like people are going to be doing really, really cool projects with toy photography.
There's a bit of a limitation there, like just in the wording. Toy photography, but videography is what's taking it off. So what's the difference there? You put it in motion. So it's like, how can I translate a still photo into a watchable 15-30 second clip? That'll catch somebody's attention and make it and wow somebody. So that's the challenge, right? It's like, should I just do stop motion? Have you considered that? Have you tried stop motion?
Have you tried stop motion before?
No, the like moving it a millimeter and then taking the shot. Dude, no. Again, the minimal amount of work. Dude, I should make a t-shirt that says minimal. It's just, that's what I'm about.
I want to get into it, but man, like in order to make like a 10-second clip, you're gonna have to spend like a week working on this, or 2 weeks, or however long, right? And it's just like just to make the person's like arms move. Like
he does one punch.
Yeah,
and that was 3 months worth of work. And you're like,
yeah. And I think the problem with that is like you can make some fun content, but you won't be able to crank out stuff with enough frequency, right? Like to
Mhm.
consistently be getting content. Even like with what I'm doing right now, it's difficult to make content fast enough, like because it takes so long. I see someone in the chat talking about DGDX, DM Galloway.
Yep.
I don't know how he does it. He does like a new stop motion every single week, and like that must be so time consuming, man. Like it's crazy.
I can,
Yeah.
just taking a still photo and how many times I knock over a figure and
Yeah.
everything comes crashing down. You want me to do stop motion where I have to just
Yeah.
micro pose all this stuff? Like, no. No.
And
I'll let
yeah.
the other people do it.
And then if you want to like actually have the mouths moving and saying words, like you gotta either have like a movable mouth or put like little stickers on the mouth to make it form different shapes. And that in itself would be so time consuming, man. And if you're moving the fingers, all these different things, like it's whew. And
If companies have digital renders of their figure, like a 3D model, would it be better just to do mocap and then apply, I don't know, I'm probably oversimplifying the process, but then like applying that 3D model to some motion capture as opposed to moving a little figure around and make your model look like a figure with all the articulation and stuff.
There is something magical though, like when people actually move the figure. I think that's what people find so appealing, right?
Yeah.
When you see those movies that are done with like claymation, like there's something magical about that. Right? Just to know that people spent months and months like moving these things to make a movie. It's crazy.
Minimal amount of work.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's. Sorry, go ahead. No, I was going to say Sampler Time stop motion. He's amazing.
I haven't even heard of that one.
Yeah, he's done some big projects in the past.
All right.
I haven't been unboxing anything. I've just been messing around.
It's all good, man. I'm enjoying the chat. This has a door that you walk in.
And they painted the inside too, hey?
It's a decal. So you do have... So if you want to do a shot, you have something in there that you can kind of just background blur and make it look... Does this come out? I feel like this comes out too. And it does have a cockpit.
That's cool. So do you have any plans for that, or are you just going to use it as a display piece, or are you going to do some photography with it, or what?
I'm going to have to find the space to really get the distance for the force perspective.
Yeah.
And to figure out how that's going to work. If I have it like... So here's 3 3/4 here. And here's the ship. Should I have it here?
It should be the other way. Yeah, the ship should be closer. Yeah. You can make it work. You can make it work.
Can't focus though. Here we go. Who needs a HasLab?
Yeah.
Fully regret that.
Have you funded any of those HasLab projects?
Got the Sentinel right here behind me.
Oh man, yeah. That was crazy.
My Bearded Builds logo. And I have a Galactus. Galactus should be coming this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I was no, I haven't funded any of the HasLab ones, but I was really excited when they announced those Marvel Legends X-Men cartoon figures.
The VHS ones?
Yeah, because it's interesting because I don't really shoot 112 very often, but those ones I got excited about. So I pre-ordered the Wolverine, Jubilee, and the Storm that they just dropped a couple days ago. So I want to get the whole squad because I love the way they look. That cartoon is just so nostalgic.
Like,
just looking at those figures, you hear the theme song in your head. Like it's
was that a huge part of some of the inspirations?
It was big. I mean, just not that show in particular. I mean, I watched it, but like that era, I think was exciting to me. Like just all the other things that were going on. There's so many exciting cartoons and shows at that time. Like it was a magical time, man. It was exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick Steele says, "I'm surprised NECA hasn't teamed up with Studio Leica. Man, that would be dope, especially after Coraline." I think Super 7 just announced that they had a license or something with Studio Leica just 2 weeks ago during the Super 7
Hmm.
7 days of reveals. I think they announced some sort of collaboration, but no specific products.
Oh, Dario
See.
got the Thunder Tank. That's crazy.
Yeah, Thunder Tank is one of those huge ones that people are.
Yeah, see, I don't even know if I would have the space to put that anywhere. Like that looked so cool. But like it's just so huge, right? I have some of the Thundercats. Like I have Lion-O and Panthro, and I ordered Mumra and a few others. I really,
Sweet.
really enjoyed Thundercats. But yeah, it's exciting to see like some of these things come to life. Like Super 7's doing some cool stuff with their vehicles, like the Turtles vehicle and Thunder Tank and all those things. It's really exciting to see like the time we're in right now. Because back in the day, the toys weren't necessarily to scale. Like the vehicles were like tiny little things, but now they actually make a proper scale vehicle for the toys, which is really exciting.
Yeah, the 1/18th seems to be easier, obviously, to make vehicles. It's a lot smaller. But 1/12th is getting up there. It just takes I think a lot of commitment
Yeah.
and money to just sculpt that, produce it, make sure there's enough people behind it. Oh, we have Jason Yang in the house. What's going on? Work more or less?
Hey,
How you
what's
doing?
up, man? Jason, what's
Another
up?
fantastic photographer.
Jason is one of the nicest guys I've encountered. He just seems so warm and kind, and I just wanted to give him some props, man. He's a cool dude. I haven't really had a chance to talk to him very much, but like in the times that I've talked to him, he's very, very kind and very warm. Cool dude, and a talented photographer.
Yeah, I got to meet him during DesignerCon.
Oh, right.
David says, Dwayne, I noticed your Space Jam LeBron is missing his head. Is that intended? Or is that another?
I got heads rolling around everywhere, man. Like whenever I'm in the midst of a project, like I got parts, bits and pieces, body parts, legs, heads, torsos, just rolling around everywhere. Like there's lots of headless figures. Like this was pantless figures too. This was a Michael Scott. Yeah, I got heads. Yeah, it's nuts. I got Justin Bieber. I got Taylor Swift. I got all kinds of figures here. That's the exciting thing, though. Like, you can make these custom figures just by buying the head sculpts and putting them on bodies. So
Yeah,
you can make any kind of figure you want. And should I reveal this custom thing that I was talking about earlier?
yeah. If you're ready.
All right, so I said this is it's nothing crazy. It's just fun. Toronto Raptors, right? You're a Toronto Raptors fan. You're also a fan of the Marvel Universe. So I've got a 1/6 scale Toronto Raptors Shang-Chi, Simu Liu,
Nice.
with the Vince Carter throwback jersey. And I was planning to, I don't know if you can see it. It's overexposed. But so I was planning to put together a scene with this guy. I don't know what I was going to do with him. Maybe make him play with some miniature Shang-Chi photo toys or something like that. Marvel Legends. I started working on a little Marvel Legends box for the Shang-Chi thing. I haven't put it together yet. But yeah, so this is like Canadian Toronto Raptors Marvel Universe. So
I think if Simu sees that, he'll share that for sure. Where's the head sculpt from?
that's a sneaky thing. So they announced the Hot Toys figure, right? But they haven't released it yet, right?
Mhm.
And I wanted to get that, but it's not gonna be out for like 2 months, right? So this is what I did. I went to Walmart and I got one of those cheap Titan series figures.
Nice.
Right? This is like $12. And I took the head off and then I sprayed a matte finish on it so it's not as shiny. And
That matte finish, that matte spray is a game changer. Mario is talking about it all the time. It just makes your figures look a lot more. I don't want to say
Yeah.
realistic, but it's just less toyish.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like the cheap toys have a really shiny plastic, right? So it makes a big difference. I saw Isaiah or Zay mentioned that in his story, Black Series.
Black Series, yeah.
And yeah, man, it makes the figure look that much better, and that's like a $10 head sculpt, right? So, it's crazy.
I'm surprised you didn't scan that one and then print it yourself.
Yo, I made this before I got the scanner, right?
Okay.
And plus, this is already painted. Like all the work is done, right? So I don't really need to do anything. So
I'm all about the minimal work.
yeah. So that is the Toronto Raptors thing. I don't know if you saw this. This is like a thing I made a long time ago when the Raptors won the championship. I did. I can't really see it, but I made a full-bodied Raptors mascot holding the Larry O'Brien Trophy when they won. It's kind of fun to make these little customs and stuff. So,
dude, you could totally use the Raptor with Shang-Chi. Raptor fan.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find different ways to like combine these things and hit different niches because there's so many things that I'm interested in and so many different parts of me. Like I'm into music, I'm into video games, I'm Canadian, right? So there's that Canadian aspect that you can tap into, right? So I love just experimenting and trying different things and different combinations of pieces.
Where did you get the Raptor jersey from?
There's a guy on Instagram. He's based in the Philippines.
Okay.
16 Custom, and I get a lot of jerseys from him. So
cool.
Yeah, he can custom. He's actually making some custom stuff for me right now. You can basically get anything made into a jersey. So yeah, I've got some ideas that I'm working on. I'm gonna getting some custom jerseys made for some of my future projects.
That's cool, man. Yeah, the Hot Toys Shang-Chi, I want to get that, and the Wenwu, the Tony Leung one. Those are gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, if you can't wait until they come out, you can almost buy the Titan series figures at Walmart for $10-12 and make a custom. Because when are they dropping? Like they just announced the pre-orders, right?
Yeah, I think so. So it'll be many months away.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm impatient. I can't wait that long. They look amazing, but you know, it's gonna be a while before they are available.
You have the skill. You have the skill to do it. You're good. So all of the social media stuff, Instagram, the following, the TikToks. What's the first post of yours that really blew up for the toy stuff that you're just like, whoa, I'm gonna do more of these videos and keep pursuing this?
The first Instagram post that kind of took off was when Toy Story 4 came out. Was it 4 or 3? 4, right? The latest Toy Story. I did a photo of Woody and Buzz Lightyear holding some Jordan sneakers. So that this would have been way back. And that actually, I have a picture of it on my wall. I don't know if you can see right there.
Yes.
Yeah. So that photo took off, and I gained a bunch of followers, and it got shared a bunch of times, and I actually got a little mini brand deal out of it. So that was like my first taste of the potential with this. And
so the first one that blew up got you a deal from that, or out of it?
Yeah, it was a small deal. So I got contacted by Twitch, and they were doing a their own sneaker video streaming series.
Okay.
And they wanted me to make some content for that. So I made some sneaker related photo projects. So the first one I made was the Mario sneaker closet. And that was a project that I made specifically for that Twitch show called Fresh Doc. So yeah, that kind of showed me the potential of what you can do with toy photography. And I think that was an important photo because it exposed my content to people outside of the toy community.
Right.
And like, if you look at my following now, most of my followers are not toy collectors. They're like sneakerheads, or they're like hip hop fans, or just fans of nostalgia in general. And I think that's been an important part of my success on social media, is just reaching out to people outside, because it's a much bigger audience.
Yeah, I think it depends what your goal is. You know, if you just want to grind and put out cool toy photos, but then some of this stuff that you're using, it's a lot of pop cultural references and icons that I think cross over to beyond the toy collectors. I remember
that
this
Fresh Prince was, Will Smith reposted that one, so that was a big one. That was like the next big moment, I think.
That's awesome, man.
That was wild, yeah. Because if you look back, sorry, go ahead.
No, did you make the blazer, the inside out blazer, or am I making that up in my head?
Yeah. That was much more recently, but I made the hat on this one too. But if you scroll back, you'll see, like, I was trying to get Will Smith's attention for a while. Like I would do like the occasional photo. Where did I did a few. There's one, and then
Is that him hooping with Prince?
Prince, yeah. And then
he's wearing a blouse. Lovely, very nice. Is that the same puffy shirt from the Seinfeld?
That's the Seinfeld one. Yeah.
Nice.
And by the way, I have some Seinfeld customs. I think I sent you a picture actually a while ago, but I haven't really worked on them. But I've got some Jerry Seinfeld and company characters that I'm working on.
Sweet. I love some Seinfeld.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows ever. But I was trying to figure out a way. See, there's another Will Smith one. Like, I was just trying to figure out different ways to get his attention. But eventually, like, that one got his attention, and it just blew up. So it's crazy. Like, I was this is dope. In shock. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, that was cool. And again, it's like crossover stuff, right?
Oh, this is your Mario.
Yeah. So that was a pretty popular one at the time. And the interesting thing is, like, as you see the progression of my photos, like, I'm in the process of learning as I'm doing these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting for me to look back and like see how poorly constructed some of these things were, or how good they were. Like, it was you
made the gum too.
Yeah.
You're a madman. Oh,
it's a simple thing. It's just the idea of thinking of it, I guess, is kind of interesting, but
it's an actual wax pack.
Yeah.
Did you take old pieces of gum and slice it down?
No, that's just polymer clay.
Wow.
Yeah. This is funny because I put, like, I think 2 Jordan rookies in the same pack, which is like impossible, but I was just doing.
Did someone call that out in the comments?
Yeah, I did it intentionally. I was just like, for fun, just doing that. But that was an exciting time. I mean, it must have been crazy for you because you were actually in Toronto at the time, but I think the whole country was rallying behind the Raptors that year.
Oh yeah, that was bananas. I was planning on going downtown that day. Thank God, because there's a heat wave and then it all got delayed, so I would have died.
The Jurassic Park down there, yeah. See, that was another Will Smith one, Game of Thrones. Like, I don't know if you remember that episode where he dressed up as a sunflower. But yeah.
That's a lot of fantastic stuff. I hope everyone, go gives Dwayne a follow. Although it's very likely you are already. There's a lot of great stuff here on his page. I'm opening this Lando. How is your Tony Stark?
It's cool, man. Like, I opened it, and he's a beautiful figure, man. Oh man, yeah. I'm still tripping that they sent these to me, man. Like, this is crazy. But I've wanted this Iron Man for a long time, so it was really cool to get him.
How's the head sculpt on it?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, all these Hot Toys head sculpts are great.
Oh dang!
So,
Look at that.
Yeah. You have some Hot Toys, right? You have I saw you had the Mando and a few other ones, mainly Star Wars, I'm guessing, or
Star Wars and Batman.
which Batman? 89 Batman or
Yeah, 89 Batman, Jack Nicholson Joker. I have the Keaton Unmasked with the tuxedo. He came in a 2-pack with Batman Returns.
Cool.
And Old Ben, Mando, Darth Vader, Chirrut Imwe, and the Mythos Obi-Wan that's on the cover of your Star Wars book
okay.
there from
Yeah.
Sideshow. There's a Sideshow version of that statue, which I haven't even opened. Well, I've opened. I don't have space for it, which is kind of disgusting if you think about it.
Did you pre-order any of the Boba Fett ones, the new ones that they announced?
No, Boba Fett. I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on Boba Fett. I might get a Fennec, but then it's like if you get Fennec, it's kind of out of place. She can stand next to Mando, I guess. The next one I have coming in is the classic suit Spider-Man.
Yeah, I remember you were asking the chat which one you should get, and you got that one. That was a good choice. That's the one I would have picked.
It was between him and the Rosario Dawson Ahsoka.
Ahsoka,
And
yeah.
I seem like Spider-Man would be more timeless, especially in the classic suit. So
that suit is beautiful. I've seen some people take some photos of it already, and it looks amazing.
are you a fan of, you're a fan of the X-Men animated series? A lot of people from that era, it's like X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman. Those are the three that kind of run simultaneously. Are you a fan of all three of those?
Yeah, the Batman animated series. I used to watch that as a kid. I used to watch Tintin a lot because I think it would air around the same time.
Really?
Yeah, Tintin. I used to love that show. And I watched a little bit of Gargoyles, but I didn't really get too heavily into it. I was more into the Batman than the Gargoyles. But yeah, that was an exciting time for cartoons, for sure.
Yeah, I think it shaped a lot of people in that generation and people who are in our community now. But yeah, I think it's the Spider-Man movie hype also factored into that Hot Toys purchase.
Right. Yeah, I pre-ordered the Miles Morales figure, and
nice.
they said that one's going to be shipping pretty soon. I think maybe next month. So I've got some ideas planned for that one already. There's Lando, $1 Lando.
This is worth more than $1. It has a soft
the materials
goods
alone, right?
cape.
Oh, it's soft goods. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the head sculpt is pretty good. I think I might try that matte spray on this.
Yeah, it's a little bit shiny, isn't it?
Yeah. He double trigger hands, but one gun. But for $1,
I'd buy that for $1.
Exactly.
So yeah, this quantum suit comes with a bunch of head sculpts, eh? So it has the mask and it had the Robert Downey Jr. head. And then I think this one goes on top of the head, maybe. Oh, maybe that's just an accessory. Like
Oh, nice.
Iron Man. Yeah.
Sonny, no, you're not getting a recap. Just watch the replay, dude. We talked about, come on, we went into like Dwayne's photography and music career and everything, and you want me to sum that up in a recap? I mean, technically I kind of did, but not in full detail.
Are you into Dragon Ball at all?
At one point, I really was, but
Yeah.
I can't keep watching. It just doesn't do it for me anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you?
I actually watched it relatively recently. Maybe a few years ago, I watched the original and then Dragon Ball Z and then Dragon Ball Super. And I've got a love-hate relationship with this figure. This is the Medicom Piccolo.
Oh, wow.
It looks cool. It's 1/6 scale figure, but these Medicom figures, for whatever reason, they like break really easily. Like the legs snap off and like the shoulder joints. I've had the same problem with all of my Medicom Dragon Ball figures. Like the arms will break, unfortunately. But I love the way they look because they have these cloth goods and they're 1/6 scale and you can customize them. And I've done quite a few photos with these that I really enjoyed. If it just weren't for the quality, I guess they'd be perfect.
Piccolo can lose an arm though. It's fine.
Yeah.
Grows it back out. Kind of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not that into it anymore. I used to love Dragon Ball growing up, and then for a while, the original Dragon Ball was great because the type of humor, it was more
Yeah.
lighthearted and
was funny.
super silly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm collecting, most of my SHF that I have remaining from Dragon Ball are Dragon Ball ones. Kid Goku, Kid Krillin, Roshi, 2 Bulmas, and that's it. The Tao Pai Pai, I think.
Mhm.
So yeah, even the new ones I can't get into it. It's too much. Piccolo's arm is like Kev's nail. Yeah, but when my nail grows back, isn't slimy and mucusy like when Piccolo regrows his limbs. Nasty.
Have you had issues with breaking nails or?
Oh, at the end of last summer in baseball, I misjudged a ground ball, and the ball jumped up and hit my nail, and it just kind of cracked off of my finger. So it was hanging by one side for a while. It was really gross. Super gross. All right, I'm gonna open this one too because this one's been sitting here, and it's
I'm gonna open these wrestling figures.
ceremony layout. Oh, Yoko, Dwayne's got some Super 7.
Oh yeah, I pre-ordered these when they first were announced, and I was really excited to get them. They just came in yesterday. But
I don't know anything about wrestling, but it's cool that I like toys that have their own toys. Those are awesome. I think McFarlane, is it Johnny Cage? Comes with an action figure of himself.
Yeah, he does.
Almost bought it for that reason.
Well, I've done a lot of scenes with toys, playing with toys. That's been a recurring theme in my photography. It's always fun to do. Yeah, this is tiny, little Matt Cardona toy. So yeah, this is so cool. Like, I mean, these guys were just action figure fanatics, and I love the fact that they teamed up with Super 7 to get their own action figures. That's so cool. I highly recommend their YouTube channel if you're into toy collecting. Like, they go on these toy hunts, and really fun to watch. There's actually quite a few wrestlers that are into collecting action figures. So once you watch a couple of videos, the YouTube algorithm will start recommending a bunch of them to you.
No,
And
just like one, and then all of a sudden it'll just be on my feed.
Yeah.
The Johnny Cage is ridiculously priced now. Should have got it. Damn. All right, I think I know a store that has it. I'll go on March 1st and buy it.
They still have the Johnny Cage in stores? That's a pretty old figure.
I don't know. It's a local comic shop.
Oh,
You know how comic shops be. Not everything sells out quick. Figgy says, you ever need production, Dwayne, I'm your guy. He's going to do it himself. Multi-talented. I think that's, you know what? Doing reels and then putting your music would be like the like a small stepping stone towards where you're trying to combine all this stuff.
Yeah, I've actually got
Where else would you put your content?
like that planned. I don't know. Are there any people in the chat that are familiar with music production, like some of the equipment that people use to make beats, like MPCs and like synthesizers? Because I'm actually in the process of printing some little items here. You can't really see it. I haven't painted this, but this is a You can't really see it very well, but this is a Korg Triton, which was a very famous synthesizer back in the, I guess, early 2000s. So Pharrell used this a lot on his records. I had an MPC somewhere here. Let me get it.
Sonny says, I have some pots and pans that I bang on.
Yeah, those are always good.
Those are always good. Liquid Momentum, their knowledge on those old school wrestling figures is amazing.
Yeah,
Nice.
see, it's so cool to watch. Like I'm learning so much just by watching their channel, and I'm just a casual wrestling fan. I'm not hardcore, but I'm learning just by watching. So this is an MPC 2000 XL. So this is like a drum machine sampler that a lot of producers use. Again, my camera sucks, so you can't really see it, but I still need to paint it. But I'm planning to make some little, I don't know, beat making videos or something with my miniatures. I think it'd be fun project to work on, and could be a stepping stone towards getting more involved in music again. I've got a Lin LM1. So this is Prince used this drum machine on a lot of his records. So it's fun just to go back and build these miniature throwback retro synthesizers and drum machines.
You know, 3D printing, how did you get to that point? Was it just like, how did you even discover
3D printing?
Yeah.
I just, I started watching some YouTube videos, and then one day I decided to get a printer and just kind of fell into it. So right now I use an FDM, like filament based printer. So I have the Creality Ender 3 Pro, and it's good, but for doing miniatures, I think I really need to eventually upgrade to a resin printer.
Yeah.
Do you have a resin machine as well?
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
And you've noticed a big difference in quality, I bet, right?
Yeah. Because the layer lines are much more fine, thinner.
Mhm.
So your prints are a lot smoother. But I mean, looking at your stuff, you print stuff that I shy away from just because I think your printer is much more calibrated than mine. There's some prints where it's super thin or super fine detail that I try to stay away from that needs support, because the moment you start taking supports, things are gonna, you have to apply pressure at the wrong points and
And
things
then you
break.
snap it. Yeah.
And then you snap it. So I try to stay away from that stuff. So for FDM, I do like bigger props, boxy things, nothing with big details that stick out and nothing delicate like that. But with resin, you get a resin printer for head sculpts, especially when you're scanning too.
My concern is because it's a much more involved process, right? Because you got to clean the thing and then cure it and go through that whole process. Is it difficult to learn?
If I can do it, no. The software is a little bit different in terms, because you have to place your. Sorry, let me backtrack. You can do auto. Yeah, you can do auto placements for supports, but that's not always the best. So you have to manually do it at some points. And then there's like thin supports, medium supports, thick ones for heavier spots. You got to worry about the angle that you put your print on the bed, because it's a vat of resin that you're pulling up from. So depending on how you position the print, there's a lot of suction when you lift it out of the vat. Yeah. So if it's not strong enough, the suction will pull your print off the print bed. But it's pretty easy to learn, I think. It's much smaller station, right? Because your 3D printer, the FDM one, it's very clunky. You can print bigger things. The resin one, just leave it for head sculpts and finer, smaller, detailed ones. So you have more space, but you do need a curing. You can do a wash and cure station. It's like a 2-in-1. But I think the results are worth it.
See, I see Jason saying that the resin printers are extremely reliable. He's had fewer failed prints than he was
Yeah.
with FDM. That's surprising to me. I've always assumed that there would be more failures with resin.
I've had a lot of failures with FDM, like
Mhm.
nightmarish stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, but then resin, I've had a few failures, but probably because I'm pretty new to it too. Cleaning the resin one is annoying because you have to pour the resin out of the vat. Then you have this film at the bottom where your failed print is stuck on. So you have to be careful taking that off. If you
Yeah.
pierce the film, you got to replace it. Some printers are easier than others, but with the amount of failures that I've had, I still haven't replaced my my uh my plastic sheet. So yeah, even 796 Studios here in the chat, he resin prints in his kitchen. Once you get the hang of resin, it's the way to go. You can print smaller props. Like guns, little weapons, I would never print that on FDM
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the details are way too fine. Resin would be the way to go for those. And then you can build like I could put like 20 guns, pistols on one bed for the resin printer, and
Yeah.
it's the same amount of time.
Right, because it does an entire layer at once,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
So the only thing that affects print time is how tall your print is. Doesn't matter how frequent you put it on your print bed. Whereas FDM, the more stuff you place on, it's got to travel all the way around. So
Right.
it takes longer that way.
And what about ventilation? Because I live in a really tiny, stuffy apartment. Is that like that's probably not ideal, right, for working with those chemicals?
That's what I thought, but my resin stuff has been okay. I've been doing it here in the basement, and I'm still alive. Brain cells mostly intact. Just throw it into the wash and cure afterwards. Mario, like I said, Mario prints in his kitchen.
Really?
Yeah, and he seems to be okay. Sometimes he zones out on the streams a little bit, and I'm not making it up. It's real Mario. So, but I think it's okay. And all depends on the resin you get too. I think you can read reviews and they'll be like, "Oh, the odor on this is very minimal." Yeah, I can recommend some resins to you and get some enabler points.
You're leading the race right now, aren't you? How's that going?
Officially, yes. Yoko claims she has 1,000,000 points somewhere. It hasn't been verified yet, but loop.
Do you have
And
like
I'm
an
the one who
official?
makes loop.
Are you the official scorekeeper though? Like, is that not unfair?
No, Mario is the secretary of points.
Okay.
Yeah, some people use Mario has a respirator. He does
Oh yeah.
like a fancy mask. I print in my studio upstairs. The fumes really aren't as bad as what you hear, but if you can open a window and clear it out, then you're good.
Right. Because that's my main concern. I live in a tiny apartment. There's not really any good ventilation, especially in the winter. I don't want to open the windows too much just for the fear of pipes freezing and stuff. But I really want a resin printer because there's so many things that, like when I look at the way they printed out on my FDM printer, I'm like, oh, this would have been so much better with a resin machine.
Mm-hmm. I think your stuff, you've been getting by with a lot of the things. I'm looking at your photos and nothing really stands out that I'm like, oh yeah, that's FDM. Oh yeah,
Well,
he could have said that. Like everything looks great.
The thing is, like for the purposes of toy photography, I can get away with FDM, right? But if I were to make like a custom figure that I wanted to give to someone or sell to someone,
Oh yeah,
an FDM printed head sculpt is not going to be good enough.
No.
Right? So that's eventually what I want to get into because I've had a lot of people, request custom figures and that kind of thing. So
really?
yeah, and I'm not at that level where I can do anything yet, but eventually down the road, I would love to be able to design head sculpts and print them and paint them. There's so many things I want to learn, like I want to get good at airbrushing and like I want to learn sewing one day and resin printing and all these things.
So you're doing just the toy stuff right now with a few things here and there. You don't have like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But you still have all these things that you want to learn. Do you
Mhm.
feel like there's enough hours in a day, or you think you're putting too much on your own plate?
No, man, I wish I could clone myself and like have each of my clones learn a different skill. Like you'd have
Multiple, man.
the painting guy and the 3D printing guy and then the
Yeah.
sewing guy and all that. That would be perfect. But yeah. See, Jason, yeah, I have it. I bought an airbrush. I bought a cheap airbrush. I still haven't used it yet because it seems like it's a time-consuming thing. Like if you want to switch colors, you got to clean out the thing, don't you? Like I don't know. I need to learn more about the airbrush, but
796 can help you with that too. He's good with all that stuff.
because
Yeah.
right now I'm painting everything by hand, and like when you do that, you know, I guess when I'm painting stuff, I'm kind of in a rush. Like I want to get the project done so I can take a photo with it. So I'm not really focused on the quality as much as I am of just getting it to look decent enough to take a photo of, right? So there's often like thick paint lines, like gunk, and it's not
Mhm.
perfect, right?
Yeah, the airbrush would make it more even, I guess, the paint seamless.
Yeah. Well, and you're painting in really thin layers, right? And it's you don't see those same kinds of paint lines and stuff.
So I put on this shirt this morning, right? And for whatever reason, YouTube was showing me Eazy-E interviews. I don't know why. I think I watched one like a week ago, and it's still it's still showing me these on my recommended. So I started working on this morning. Can I show it real quick? Let me see what it is. Share screen 2. Oh god. What's happening? There we go.
Easy.
So this whole like retro t-shirt kind of collage, because I bought one recently that was Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's super silly, and I'm like, what else can I do? So I wanted to try my hand at making one like this.
Oh, this is a t-shirt design.
Yeah. So
Oh, that'd
like,
be cool.
because I put this on this morning. It's a really shitty collage if it wasn't a t-shirt design.
Yeah, no, I know. I saw you post that. I wasn't sure what it was. That's
Yeah.
actually
It's like a grade schooler made a presentation, and it's like my hero is Eazy-E, but like like if I put this on a t-shirt, that's what I was working on this morning, and I'm like, what am I doing with my time? But if there were multiples of me, one of them would be making more of that stuff. You could have someone edit for you and film for you. You know, it's just an extra set of hands just to hold the camera while you're positioning stuff for your video.
That's one of the goals, to eventually get to the point where I can hire a cameraman to just follow me around and make vlogs while I just work, right? Because I hate having to set up the camera. It just slows down the process so much.
Yeah, I mean, having this camera here for the streams, I hated taking it down to go over there to do reviews and take photos and stuff, to a point where I'm like, do I want to spend a couple $100 to get a second camera?
Yeah.
But I might.
Check something out here.
I hear a lot of stuff shuffling when he moves.
Yeah,
I think
there's no room for me to move. There's just stuff everywhere.
Boba gang. Boba squadron. Everyone drinking their boba tonight? Hey, Gary, how's it going? Uh-oh, more stuff dropping.
There's a reason I didn't turn the camera around.
Yeah, I don't like showing the rest of this room either. It'll be a mystery. I do have a lot of boxes from today. I'm really excited about this Razor Crest. I mean, it has these missiles that I'm probably not going to use. But for a children's toy, I think it's pretty decent. It fires missiles and whatnot. I don't know. If you need a simple Razor Crest. Oh, I think this one goes here.
All right, I can't quite find what I was looking for. I need to do a better job of organizing this, but yeah. So this was the figure with the minifigure. I was gonna try to find some of the mini WWE Hasbro figures that I made a while back to see how they would scale with this. But this figure is cool. It comes with a bunch of different head sculpts. Like this one has a hat, and there's like 3 other head sculpts with different expressions.
Nice.
Comes
Yeah,
with,
they don't skimp on accessories.
yeah,
Ultimate line.
like, I'm really impressed. And like it comes with some cash. So this guy's known as the $1,000 broski, and he comes with some cash. So he got a little cash.
Those are nice props that you can use across different lines.
Yeah. What kind of webcam do you have?
I see you like struggling with yours. You're like, so you can see the train of thought without having to ask. This one I'm using for my face is a Sony A7 III.
Okay.
The unbox cam is a Logitech.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people use that Logitech webcam.
It's a little bit slow to focus, but once it does, you can get in pretty
That's
close.
sharp.
Like, that's pretty solid.
Yes, yeah. I'm just using the built-in webcam on my old laptop, so obviously the quality is not going to be that great.
Logitech C920.
Yes, yeah, that's the one I think I saw someone recommend.
It's like less than $100. It's
Okay, it's not
pretty
too bad.
inexpensive. It's got a clip so you can hang it on your laptop if you're using a laptop, and it kind of just leverages the weight to stay on.
Right.
Just trying to get some points right now.
So if you enable anyone, you get points, or is it only certain people within your
Anyone buys anything upon my recommendation,
All right.
send those points, and I'll send you a affiliate link on Amazon. Get yourself an apprentice and strap a GoPro to. What about like a helper animal, a helper monkey, and then put a GoPro on it, and be like, "Hey, Mojo, over here, just stand here," and then 2 hands for help and a vlogger all in one. You're welcome. Oh, I saw at Dollarama the other day. It's kind of a loop. At the end of the loop, there's a phone holder, and it's a metal wire in the loop. So you're basically wearing a phone holder,
I saw that too.
and it's right
Yeah.
in front of you.
Yeah.
It's like $4, and I sent it to D Amazing. I'm like, hey, look, D, you can just get your hands free in a review. You don't have to focus your camera all the time. You just wear it around your neck, and you walk. It's supposed to be for people who want to watch movies, I think, or read
Well,
books
is it like
without.
something you use when you're laying down and like you have it set up?
Yeah, I don't know if you're sitting and then it's just here. I'm like, well, how can we use it? Turn the camera on, turn it around, and you can vlog with it.
I actually used a Gorilla Pod to do something similar. Like I would wrap the arms around my neck.
Oh wow,
Have the
a
thing like
gorilla
that.
pod?
Yeah, because like there were I think a couple of videos where I made like a POV style video, and I put the Gorilla Pod around, and then I had the camera like this, just pointing down,
Yeah,
and it works pretty well.
that has to be a huge gorilla pod, like a DSLR grill.
Yeah, medium size.
What camera are you using?
So I have an old camera. It's the Panasonic GH3. Definitely not the best camera out there. They've since I bought this, they've released a couple of new generations. So there's a GH4 and a GH5. So I had the GH3, an older camera, but you know I got it for cheap, and it's done the trick. Works well enough for what I do. So I haven't really felt the need to upgrade at any point yet.
Well, cameras is just my comparison is like cars. It'll get you from point A to point B. It's just how comfortable your ride is and how many features you have on your camera. Because you'll still be able to take a picture, right? It's just how fast is your autofocus or your lighting and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of photography is lighting, and lighting is something I still struggle with, and I know for a fact I'm nowhere near professional level when it comes to lighting. Like I see some of these other toy photographers, and you can just give them a single figure, nothing else, and they can take a phenomenal photo just based on the way they light it.
Yeah.
Right. And lighting is so important. I'm still struggling with that. I'm trying to figure it out.
Do you follow Mr. Lee on IG?
Sure, if I do. I think I've seen some of his stuff. Yeah.
Some of his stuff lately is very, in terms of, I think, composition. It's like color background and a figure pose, but the lighting and whatever it is manipulated on, it's so sharp that it really stands out, makes the toy not look like a toy. I feel there's got to be some sort of, I think, post editing on it, but I think part of it is the lighting to begin with when you're taking a shot.
Yeah, see, I'm not that great at lighting, so I compensate by just sticking a bunch of stuff and detail in my diorama. That's the reason I make all these diorama props. I suck at lighting. Fill the scene with a whole bunch of crap.
Like, oh, let me just throw more records in the background.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's a compensation. That's what it is.
No, but
Yeah,
your
see-
lighting on your RAF is good too. Like,
Sometimes it works out. Not always though. Like it's a struggle for me, right? And this was tough because it's 1/4 scale, right? So it's like,
oh, this is the quarter scale RAF.
yeah, so it's really big. So trying to find a way to light it was a challenge. Because like I'm just jumping into this trying to figure it out as I go, right? I'm fiddling around and experimenting. I don't have any kind of formal training, and lighting is always like an afterthought to me. Like for me, the primary focus is the scene, right? The props and the diorama.
And the subject matter.
Yeah. See, in this type of photo, one of the most time-consuming parts is just locating all the images that I want to print for the posters on the wall. Like, because you got to think, I'm trying to like find an image that will work in this situation, right? So I don't know how many posters and stuff I have in there, but like it's probably like 40 different photos, right? So I actually tried to track down like actual New York concert promo posters from the 90s to be consistent with the time period. So there's a lot of time that's spent doing that. A lot of those are just album covers too, so that's not that difficult. But some of the concert posters and all that is tough. And then I got to try to like position the posters so that they fill up all the space.
Yeah, it's like something like this, using the picture of your hand to break up the image.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just stuff that somebody's looking at if they're scrolling through Instagram.
Yeah. I like to put my hand in there just to add a little bit of perspective.
I didn't notice the spindle at first. That brings back memories, man.
Yeah, and even there, I wrote like I think old school mix or something.
Yeah,
on
I
there.
see mix number 2, I think.
Yeah,
on
mix
here.
number 2.
That's sick. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that brings me back. I used to run a mixtape bootlegging business.
I did as well, man. It was a popular side hustle back then.
Yeah,
I was-
but before thatpiff.com, mixtapes were harder to find.
Yeah, man. It was because I remember I was pretty fortunate. I was one of the first people to get a CD burner back in high school, so that kind of made me like the plug, like the connection to get
Nice.
mix CDs. And not everyone had good internet connection back then, so I would download MP3s and make mix CDs and sell them.
Yeah, Sonny's here in the chat. That's why I'm always mentioning like he's from Texas, and I'm talking about like chopped and screwed music and stuff because I was downloading all that stuff and burning them. And I had a coworker who was like, "Oh yeah, I always want mixtapes from the US, just here's new stuff, new beats if you have instrumental mixtapes and stuff." So that was huge for me.
So Sonny's from Texas?
Yeah.
Which part of Texas are you from?
Houston?
Houston.
I'm just guessing.
My family spent 1 year in Fort Worth, DFW. So I spent a summer down there, and now my brother and my father live in Jacksonville, Florida. So I get to go down there every once in a while to hang out there. So I've seen a bit of the South.
the sunny side of Texas. Very nice. Austin.
Mm. Austin. Oh, okay. Austin's like more of like an artistic kind of place, I've heard, or
Whole lot of Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Fun B
Yeah.
and Pimp C. Yeah, a lot of that stuff. I don't know why I know it, but I do. So
Oh,
we've
North
all had
Dallas.
our.
Cool.
Texas is a large state.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, I know. What did I screw up? Did I say it's not a large state? I just got the wrong town, city. Man, what else is there to open?
So I eventually want to get into live streaming as well. I think that would be really fun to do. Like I've been watching your streams. I was watching one of Yoko's streams the other day, and it's cool just to see the way that the community is built and the way that they interact with you. It just seems like it would be a really fun thing to do, and another way to make content, because like there's so much time that I spend building stuff, but I'm not really sharing that with people. So
Oh yeah,
I think it'd be fun. It'd be fun.
that's true. If you're like just creating props, getting them prepped for a shot, painting them up, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Because Yoko still does like blinging and bedazzling, but
Mhm.
she interacts with her community, which is
That's the thing.
which
Yeah,
is the
you
cool
could
part. Yeah.
you could be doing anything, but just interacting with the community makes it entertaining and engaging.
Where the camera? There you go.
Where the camera?
I'll go find you one of those the neck camera holders, the phone holders.
Yeah, well,
And,
there's actually a Dollarama across the street from my place, so I go there like 3-4 times a week. Like I get all my foam board from Dollarama, all my glue and everything. So I'll go take a look.
True. Oh, some of your shots, the props are so specific, and then you create it. There are ones where you can reuse them again, but there has to be a lot of stuff where you're just like, I don't need this anymore. Is there a lot of stuff where you just get rid of it? Or just a pile of shoes in a box.
Yeah, I try to hang on to as much as possible, just in case there's a slight chance that I get an opportunity to reuse it. But there are some items that I've had to get rid of. Usually, it's like the backdrops that are made out of paper and foam boards. It's not really like the solid physical items. But I try to keep as much as I can. So I've got like an assortment of flooring that I've printed out, walls.
Nice.
I'm tempted to show you this setup I have here, but it's so messy. I'm in the process of trying to organize things. So let me see if I can bring some stuff over here. So these are my
Is that an aluminum bat?
that was my chair.
Okay.
So I've made scenes with lots of video game boxes, for example, right? So I keep all of them in here, and I've got like a whole bucket full of magazines, records. I've got like all these Windows 95 boxes.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
White Fruit, right? And then I hang on to them. I may never
That's
use
a
them
lot
again,
of Windows boxes.
Yeah. I've got tons and tons of these records, albums, all that kind of stuff.
Amazing.
So I try to hang on to as much as possible. Lots of these little Nintendo boxes and the Power Glove boxes and all kinds of stuff.
is there a figure or a character out there that you would want a figure of that isn't available right now? As somebody who seems to go out there and create things that aren't available, what
Well,
kind of
yeah,
stuff do you feel is lacking?
we were discussing earlier. Like, I would love to have some officially licensed Seinfeld figures.
Right.
And mainly like sitcoms, right? So I would love some official Fresh Prince figures of Carlton and Will and Ashley.
Oh my
and
gosh.
characters, right? It'd be so much fun, right? So
Oh, imagine the kitchen diorama as a set. That would be
Yeah.
dope. Oh my
yeah, or the
god.
living room, like all those
Yeah.
sets. So like, there's so many, basically all the old sitcoms and TV shows, movies that we used to watch back in the day. I would love to have official figures. Unfortunately, they haven't made a lot of those action figures. So I've tried to make customs and stuff. It's sometimes you can pull it off, but other times it's kind of difficult. But I'm working
I think
on
it's
things.
cool. You can find a creative way to kind of fudge it. I'm trying to find this one.
Whoa.
The Kobe and Gigi tribute. This one was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I shot her from behind, so you couldn't really tell it wasn't Gigi. That was just a Barbie doll that I modified to make her shorter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the jersey I just printed myself. It's like a fabric paper that I found.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not that great, but I can make it work. Like,
You got the
when
point across.
Yeah, I did that Raptor shot with Kermit the Frog, and I dressed them all up in Raptors jerseys and Golden State Warriors jerseys, and those were just paper jerseys that I cut, and then I just kind of did some editing to make it kind of look like a jersey. But that
And
was
the amount of stuff that you've made is unreal.
a lot of it is purely experimentation, like I like to challenge myself. That's one of the driving forces behind my photo projects, is like I like picking photo ideas based on building a certain prop or challenging myself to build a certain diorama. And by doing that, I learn something new with every single photo that I work on.
That's awesome.
Sometimes it'll be like painting a head sculpt or like building a piece of furniture or something. I'm learning. Try to learn something new with every project that I do.
That's awesome, man. Let's
What about
see.
you? Are there any figures that you would like to see made?
Seinfeld ones, I do love the show. If they made, I say it now, do I really need figures? But then if someone was like tomorrow, hey, we got Seinfeld figures, I'd probably buy it because that Lego set is already tempting me.
Yeah.
I just don't have space for Lego.
Mhm.
Yoko says those all sound like expensive likeness rights.
Yeah, that's the thing. It would cost an arm and a leg to get the licensing done for that.
So just get Dwayne to make some customs. Again, another one that I want that would be expensive, 007. A good line of Lord of the Rings action figures would be dope, 112 scale.
112.
If
They haven't
Four
made
Horsemen-
112 Lord of the Rings figures?
They have, like the Toy Biz ones from 20 years ago.
Okay.
Diamond Select has some recent ones that I don't think are great.
Yeah.
There's a Sauron Build-A-Figure, which is badass, but other than that, it's not great. If someone like Four Horsemen can make it with their Mythic Legion stuff, that'd be dope. I'd like 112 scale NBA sports figures, says RMD Collective.
Oh yeah, 112. Yeah, I have some 1/6, but also some 1/9 scale. And it's an interesting scale to work with because I don't really have any other figures that are in this scale. Like 1/9 scale
Oh, I think Plasti has those.
Yeah, he's I think he's done some YouTube videos about them. But with this scale, you can basically just use them with themselves. Like there aren't really any other figures that are, well, not very many anyway, that are in this size. So I just have LeBron and Steph Curry. Yeah.
Nice. There was some other stuff that you mentioned earlier. The before we started, the Stranger Things.
Oh yeah. How many people do we have in here right now? Like 50, 39. Okay.
40, and then there's like 9 people on Twitch.
Okay. Well, I wanted to do a giveaway. So I mentioned a while back, a few months ago, I did a project for Netflix for Stranger Things. And they sent me 2 full sets of the Stranger Things action figures. And I only used one of those sets for my project. And I have a couple of figures here that I haven't even opened that I would like to give away to someone. I don't know if anyone would want the Hopper and 11.
Cool.
But,
Are those McFarlane?
These are Bandai.
Bandai.
Yeah. But I don't know how you would want to structure a giveaway. But I would mail these out to you free of charge to whoever wins the contest. And if you want to do a random draw or something, I don't know, trivia question or something.
Well, first of all, that's very generous of you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull up a picture of those figures. So
yeah, the Bandai Stranger Things figures. So I think this Hopper is based on the upcoming season 4.
He's so bald. These are new.
Yeah, this one, I think she 11 wore this outfit in season 3, but she might also wear it in season 4. I don't know yet, but it's coming up.
Stop screen share. All right. First of all, if you're still here, go ahead and go follow Dwayne first on Instagram while I look this up. Is this it? That's Hopper?
Yeah, he shaved his head, apparently. I think that's him.
Oh, I don't think I finished the previous season.
Well, I don't know if I can't remember if he shaved at the end of season 3 or if this is just for season 4. Sonny was 11 for Halloween a few years ago.
Oh, he shaved it for the Red Guardian origin story. Let's see. All right, so the chat says giveaway sick. Yes, very, very cool of Dwayne. He's spreading the wealth.
The thing is, they sent me 2 sets of figures, and I already have an unboxed set for myself. So what I'm going to do with these other figures, I may as well give them to someone that would appreciate them. So I don't know how you want to do it, but
all right. Do you see the private chat?
Yeah.
You're in StreamYard?
Yeah.
This is the answer. Why am I typing the answer and not the question? This is not Jeopardy.
Oh.
Is that correct?
The spelling is wrong, but it's the same name.
All right.
Well, these people would have had to been listening for the whole thing to get this, though, right?
I think that's only fair to reward someone who has been,
or they could find it on Instagram, I guess, technically. But
well, whoever can Google it the fastest. All right, so I'm going to ask the question, and I'm going to type. Sorry, go ahead.
If you go to Spotify and look it up, you'll see my name there actually on the credits.
Oh, you just gave away what the theme is.
Oh, sorry.
All right. I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to type go in the chat. Your answer has to be in the chat after my typing go. And the winner will receive those 2 figures very generously from Dwayne. And you can message me or message him on Instagram, and we'll sort it out. So the question is, What is the name of the track and the artist? Spelling is important. That Dwayne got that record for, the platinum record for, that he has credits on. And go. And let me know when you see it, Dwayne.
I don't know if they're gonna get it. I mean, the answer is out there on.
You've been given a hint already.
Oh, clue. This is only 50% right. Oh no! See, we're getting bits and pieces.
Yeah, I see two.
I didn't say the name of the song very clearly, but you can find it.
I think you did, didn't you?
Yeah. It is on my Instagram.
It is on his Instagram.
Or if you
He has a
search those
photo.
artists on YouTube, you might be able to find the music video.
No, you did mention it because I have it written down, the title of the song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or you can zoom in on Dwayne's camera, but he needs a new webcam. In the meantime, you have some products, some projects going on. Anything that you can let us know about, or just secret stuff, or just wait and see?
Yeah, I've got lots of ideas. Oh, it looks like we got a winner there. Bearded Builds.
Bearded Builds.
That's
That
it.
is correct. I gotta save that soundbite so I can use it in the future.
Where are you located? Are you in the US?
He's here in Ontario.
Oh, Ontario. Perfect. Okay, that's awesome. If you send me a DM, I may not see it.
Peter, send me your info because Dwayne's too popular, and then I'll send it to him. He'll read my messages. He doesn't want to.
I get a lot of junk in my DMs. I get like much like NFT this and like promotion this and all the brand. It's all fake junk. So yeah, if you send your address to Kevin, he'll send it to me and I'll send that out
we'll
to
figure it out. I'll handle all the communications today. No, but yeah, what kind of stuff can you get us excited for that we can?
You know what? I've got a lot of ideas. So I actually have a text file on my computer where anytime I get an idea, I'll write it down in that text file. So that file has probably 100 different ideas, maybe 150, lots of different ideas. And I just kind of pick and choose what I want to work on at the time. And a lot of it is kind of the same thing, nostalgia-based stuff, music-based stuff. But as I said earlier, I want to find a way to fuse music and miniatures, toys. So I've got some ideas. Cornelius, no, the Korg was not utilized for this track. I used a Contact, a virtual synthesized VST. And I only played the keyboard, electric piano part. But what am I doing? Nostalgia, music, custom figures. Like I said, I need to figure out a way to get this guy in there somehow.
Man.
Do something with him. More 3D scanning. Are there any things that you'd like to see me 3D scan or make miniature versions of? Because I'm always looking for ideas for those. I love making miniature versions of figures, and I'm open to any kind of ideas. But yeah,
you would have to have the toy though.
Yes, that's true. But I like, one of the things I like doing is recreating, as I've done in the past, game show sets or sitcom sets. So there are a few game shows that I haven't done yet that I'd like to do, and same with a few sitcoms. As I mentioned, the Seinfeld, I had been wanting to do that Seinfeld shop for a long time, but I just haven't gotten around to painting the head sculpts. But I've got the clothing already. Like I've got the puffy shirt, and I've got Jerry's typical denim shirt that he usually wears.
The
and
blue
jeans.
button up.
Yeah, the blue button up. And so I've got the clothing ready. I just need to figure out I just need to paint the head sculpts basically. Yeah, I've got some good Seinfeld ideas. Like that show was amazing for coming up with unique little tidbits that the fans really appreciate. So there's lots of little things that I'd like to do with that. And video games, hip hop stuff.
Dwayne's got a Redbubble page.
Yeah,
So it's linked there through his IG. You can get, you've seen some of the amazing shots here on IG that I posted up. You can get some of them prints. Get them printed.
Yeah.
out.
So with the prints, I tried to set up so that there's like a lot of different price ranges. So like at the lower end, you got the photographic prints, which are just basically photo paper. But then you also have like these metal prints are really nice. Metal.
Whoops. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's reflective and it's all metal, right? So these are really cool. These are much more expensive, but they're nicer. So it depends on like what you're looking for, like quality or price. I've got.
Yo, Sonny, the Seinfeld Merv Griffith set. That's perfect. That's Seinfeld and a game show.
Yeah, exactly.
In one prop.
Yeah, but I've got canvases too, right? You can get stuff printed on canvas.
Oh, that's nice.
So there's lots of different options, and the stuff on the walls here primarily just the cheap photographic prints, posters. There's lots of different things you can do. So I tried to set it up so that there's something for every price point if you're interested in that kind of thing. And the main thing is Redbubble handles everything for me. Like I wanted to set it up so that I don't have to take time to print,
fulfill orders,
ship, and do all that stuff. Like it's just time consuming. So that's all done print on demand. So I don't really make that much money doing it, but there was just a lot of people asking me to get prints, so I just set it up. And
well, you already took the photos. You might as well just post it up, click whatever product you want it available on, and let them take care of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if people watching in the chat or people watching the replay appreciate Dwayne's work, you'd like some of it, support an artist. Support an artist who's making really cool stuff consistently. Go check it out. And I think it means a lot to every artist, people appreciating your work. Yoko says a miniature toying around set. What would be in that set? Like this?
Toys in the background, right?
This? You already have most of that then. You have printed action figures. A miniature Logitech C920?
Kevin, a miniature version of you. Do you have your own action figure?
I tried to make one, which is just like a generic Asian dude.
Yeah.
It was the dude from Shazam.
Oh, okay.
I think his 1/12 figure was at Dollarama, so I grabbed like 4 of them. And
nice.
It's just I still have a stack of them unopened. Let me see.
See, that's another thing you could use the 3D scanner for, right? You can scan your face.
Then I'd have to be really, really still.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember seeing these at Dollarama. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should put the matte spray on this.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those cheaper figures that's going to be super shiny.
I have a whole bunch of these that's just the body with the head missing. I mean, that's the closest thing that I could find so far.
Yeah.
A miniature toying around set with a miniature Modoc. Oh my god, I hate
unassembled.
You freaking guy. I would buy that though. I would buy a miniature Modoc. Oh.
You can scan him and 3D print a miniature Modoc.
So that camera is like what, $800?
I got it for cheaper than that. I think the price is always changing, especially with the pandemic, like shipping and all that. Like it seems like everything's going up now. But I think I paid like $500 or so for that. Now it's probably more.
Damn it.
But did they? I have the older version. They released a newer version, or they're in the process of releasing the 2.0 version, which is supposed to be better as far as precision and quality. So that may be worth looking into. But the cool thing is, I haven't tried it in handheld mode yet. But you can actually, you don't have to put it on the turntable and just scan it that way. You can actually take it, put your phone onto it, and take it in your hand and take it outside. You could scan like a building or a car as long as you can get around it.
Really?
You can technically scan anything. But if you're scanning your face, the only issue would be your hair because it's black. Same with me, right? So I've seen people get around that by putting like baby powder in their hair because then it creates some like reflection,
Right.
and then you can scan it. But that might be a cool thing to look into.
Do I have anything I want to scan? I mean, spending hundreds of dollars just to scan my own face seems very egotistical.
Yeah.
And I feel like Mario's mom would definitely make fun of me for that one. Oh, but then MODOK. Yeah, that would be cool. Dang. I do want a miniature MODOK.
Or you can take your, 1/12 scale figures and then enlarge them. You print them bigger, make 1/6. Like, you don't have to shrink things. You can.
I'm going the opposite way. I'm going 1/18.
Yeah.
I did post on my reel right before this that I wish I had a shrink ray because I can fit 4 of these into one case. Now that is a couple steps from a shrink ray, but it's the same concept, right? I can scan it, print it smaller.
You got to scan that Razor Crest and print it big, 1/12.
Turn it into a HasLab.
Yeah, it would take a long time to print, but you'd have to cut it up into pieces. But you could do it.
I think there's already a file out there anyway.
Oh, there must be. Yeah.
I just don't have the motivation when I can just do this. Come on, the door's open.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is like, I think you can get it on clearance for $20 or $30.
Where did you get that from? Walmart or Toys R Us? Or
you can get it from those fine retailers like Walmart and Toys R Us.
Yeah.
But Hasbro sent this one.
Oh,
Star Wars box. Wait, the back opens too. Yo. Come on. $30?
There you go.
Viable. Well, that's about all the stuff that I have to open. Anyone else have any questions for Dwayne?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say thank you for the giveaway figures and congrats to Bearded Bills, but really appreciate that.
No problem. And it's great that he's in Ontario. It's a little bit easier when you're shipping things within Canada instead of going across the border.
Yeah, you don't have to do duties and customs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are most of your viewers, are they collectors or are they toy photographers or diorama builders or all across the board? Is that?
I think a combination of those three, and then nobody's really just one, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of, it all kind of seeps together. So there's a lot of collectors, and again, people like you coming on, we collect, but do awesome stuff on the outside too. So it's not just the toys.
Please don't let Sunny down in Texas win. It's a lot, yeah.
Please. No, he wasn't here. He wasn't here, I think, because remember he came back. He's like, "What did I miss? Give me the recap."
Right.
So, it was rigged. I planned it that way. So if there's no more questions, do you have anything else you want to open while we're on?
I think I've kind of opened all these things. I haven't really shown very much on camera. I've just been opening them and just like putting them aside on my table here. But again, like this is so cool. These Hot Toys figures that Sideshow sent over.
What's your favorite thing that you opened tonight?
Oh, Iron Man, 100%. This guy over here. I've wanted a Hot Toys Iron Man. I had a knockoff, like 1/6 scale Iron Man, and
Yeah.
just the build quality is it's 100 times better with this Hot Toys version. Like you can feel the fact that it's so solid, you know. And
Yeah,
it
I'd
looks
say.
amazing. Yeah. I actually have the smaller version with SH Figure Arts. Same kind of thing. Ooh.
Nice. And that's cool because you have different scales. You can work that into your shots of them like being different sizes.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Sonny shipped a copy of Idiocracy to Canada for $41. That is insane. I thought this was
RMD Collective. So when I'm making my reels, I do all my editing in Adobe Premiere. I just find it more powerful as far as like doing some of the transitions and stuff, and syncing stuff to the music is a little bit easier as opposed to doing it in the app. Yeah.
Do you find there's a difference if you use the app to post a video, or everything
You know
is
what?
so
I don't think
popular all
I've
the
ever
time?
I don't think I've ever edited a video in the app like completely. Like I've played around with the features, but it just seems like it's so limited as far as what you
Yeah.
can do. So I just prefer editing in Premiere.
Yeah, somebody with technical knowledge like yourself and working with music, you want to be able to sync your cuts and transitions with your music, right? So you can't
Yeah.
really do that with Instagram Reels. Is just like select your video, now go select a song and start it at this point, and that's basically.
And that's the thing, like just music selection alone is so important for these videos. Because especially on TikTok, that might be one of the determining factors as far as whether or not something gets shared throughout the algorithm and goes viral. Just picking a certain song alone can impact that. So it's
You mean in terms of like music rights, or just how it fits your video?
well, TikTok seems to favor the use of certain songs, right?
Really?
Like certain songs are trending, and
Mm.
sometimes just using that song will blow your video up for whatever reason. And also, making something that connects with the viewer. Like you can pick a bad song, you can pick a popular song, right? And it makes a big difference as far as how it's received. I think it's
Well,
important.
everyone, some great tips here from Dwayne, who is obviously killing it on TikTok and all the socials. So free masterclass, guys. Yoko says if you use a trending song, they'll push it out more. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
So
exactly
I
what
have to
it is.
listen to new music? Oh,
Well, you don't even like just you started a TikTok account, right? But I haven't seen you post very much, right?
no, because I'm like, how am I going to turn toys into a video? And it's usually like a stupid skit of me just doing something stupid. So I'm like, I don't have that many ideas in this sense of like, how can I translate it into
Yeah.
a video?
Because if you spend enough time on the app, you'll start noticing you're hearing the same songs over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And those are like I guess the trending songs. And they have a section when you're picking your music. There's actually a section that's called trending, and picking songs from there might give your video a little boost.
Slap a teacher? Is that a thing? Is that a trend? Or are you just trying to get me in trouble? John, what are you doing, man? You setting me up? Is that a trend? I guess so. Yoko says I have never used a trending. I don't know. I don't want to push my TikTok because I don't barely even use it. He said, as the logo is right here at the bottom of the video. But yeah, it's there. I'll do a reel of setting up a shot or just something silly, and I've posted on IG. Sometimes I'll post it on TikTok, and it's stupid. They're like, we can't process videos higher than 1080p. And I gotta
Are you
go.
shooting in like 4K?
Sometimes with my phone, yeah, I'm using a Samsung
Okay.
S21. So I don't know. You have to scale it down. That's ridiculous to me. It's a TikTok challenge. Okay, I won't be doing that.
Yeah, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, because where am I gonna? I'm not in school. Where am I gonna find a teacher? That's not even the most problematic thing. Yeah. All right. So we have 3D printing. We talked music. We talked photography. You wanted to be a travel blogger. Was that the camera that you were gonna bring?
That's the camera that I wanted to learn on. When I was traveling, I was this was 2010. So, the technology for video cameras wasn't that great. So I had it was Kodak. It was like one of those little, it looked like a cell phone, but it was a camera.
Yeah, yeah.
So I used that for recording video, and then I had just a simple Canon point and shoot for still photography. So I took terrible photos. So I would have loved to have the GH3 because the GH3, it's like a micro 4/3 camera, so it's like a smaller,
Right.
more compact camera than a full frame SLR. So it's good for traveling.
Yeah, those ones and APS-C cameras take really great stuff and such a small form factor. Even
Yeah.
full frame.
Yeah.
Slap a teacher was a trend for Halloween, and kids were about to get reminded how us 80s and 90s babies grew up on Lil Jon and Bone Crusher. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, dude, thank you for stopping by. We covered a lot of stuff that I wanted to chat with you about. You basically do a lot of the stuff that I want to do, but at like a much more higher level. So that's why I'm like, yo, man, I there's so much in common, and I want to chat with you and do all this. So I'm super grateful that you're able to come on and spend some time and just hang out, man. Share some toys with us, and give away some toys too, like the guests.
Yeah, you're gonna have to remind me.
Oh,
I
awesome.
might forget, but send me his address and we'll get that out to him right away.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
thank you so much for having me on here. Like, it was like really, really a pleasure. And like I said earlier, I love what you're doing. You're the glue, or as I think someone in the chat said, you're like the butter that connects this community together.
Brings the
So,
dish together.
yeah. So you're providing such a valuable service. You and everyone else that's doing these little live stream sessions. It's so valuable, and you're providing a place for this community to gather, and that's important, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I'm just here talking silly and changing my voice, apparently. No, speaking of a place to talk about toys, I just posted a link in the chat for the Discord if you guys want to talk about toys and other action figures when we're off stream. A lot of the amazing people who are in the chat right now are also in the Discord as well if you want to continue this toy discussion. Link for Discord is right there, so feel free to join us. Make sure to follow Dwayne on all the socials. It's fantastic stuff. It is very inspirational, and maybe I will print more complex 3D printed props and paint them going forward. Next week, Enablers edition of Unboxing. Is it? Yes, Unboxing Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll have a new video out tomorrow of my diorama with made by 796 Studios and High School Creations, two fantastic dudes, and they're also going to be on the Enablers episode. So that's pretty much it. Don't forget the giveaway. Sorry, not the giveaway, the fundraiser raffle for Dario. Go check out my Instagram with the, what's his name? Mask face. Zartan. The picture of Zartan.
Yes.
And check that post out. I can't always forget his name. And of course, check out Dwayne and all his stuff. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Just want to say thanks. Thanks to everyone that came and watched and hung out and chatted and asked questions. I really appreciate it, and hope to continue the communication over social media on Instagram and TikTok and all that.
Yeah, thank you, chat. Thank you, Butter Nation. Thank you, Dwayne. What do we sing? Oh, Canada now? Like, what do we do? Just sign up. I'll do it with auto tune. Yes. Good night, everyone. Thanks for stopping by, and keep toying around. Peace.